Good morning, Columbus.
Joe, that ain't even good enough. Come on, Joe.
Wait, no. Not this one.
Frizzle left tight, F-fly, pass 37 punch, waggle, help, baby dizzy, X-fan on the turbo.
Thank you, baby.
Football, man.
It's time to listen to a bald, fat loudmouth
Mr. T-Bone.
and a former football player.
And that ball intercepted by Tyvis, pal.
Wow, no radio station has ever done that before.
Did it work for those people?
No, it never does. But it might work for us.
Welcome to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Welcome in. Happy Wednesday to you. I'm T-Bone. He's Tyvis. Good morning, Tyvis.
Good morning. You know, on my way in, I was listening to, what's on before? Sports Center update?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so I was listening to that. And he brought up something very interesting.
Okay.
They were talking about, because, the NBA draft is tonight.
Yeah.
And they was talking about the Dallas Mavericks. And they were talking about how it's a foregone conclusion that they're drafting Cooper Flagg.
Mm-hmm.
But, Cooper Flagg plays the 4.
Yeah.
Anthony Davis plays the 4. And it's on record saying he doesn't want to play the 5. They just signed Daniel Gafford to an extension who plays the 5.
Yeah.
Would they trade Anthony Davis? You think they would trade Anthony Davis after they just traded Luka for him?
Let me ask Bodie, our resident Celtics fan. Bodie, do you think an NBA team would trade some of their big pieces just like kind of out of nowhere very quickly?
Yeah, unfortunately it's not out of nowhere, but I did wear one of my many 2024 NBA champion Celtics t-shirts today in solidarity with both Drew Holiday and Porzingis getting shipped out because of
that was
the second apron.
Nobody
would
have paid that second.
They don't. And I know.
By the way, I know I'm not the biggest NBA fan, but I do watch it a lot. I didn't hear the word second apron until like 2 months ago. I don't know how I missed that whole conversation, but that's like the second tax. When you hit that one, that's when they're like, 90% of it comes to us and you're screwed. And it's like, it's bad if you get to that level, right? For an NBA team.
The moves that you are not allowed to make with your roster is just absurd. Like, it's honestly, like, for example, just one example of it would be that you cannot aggregate salaries to trade for a player. So hypothetically, if Boston was in the second apron, if they didn't make these moves and they said, we're going to take Peyton Pritchard, Sam Hauser, trade those two guys for the exact amount of salary for one player, if you're in the second apron, you can't do it. It's just kind of, it's a hard
insane.
cap is basically what it is. I know we'll get into some insane comments made by the Nuggets ownership maybe later on in the show, and he kind of mentions, I don't know if you want to call it a hard cap. No, it's a hard cap because what you are not allowed to do with your roster if you're in the second apron, it's just crazy. So long story short, shout out to the 2024 NBA champion Celtics. Everything went to hell after that.
What do you mean?
Including Jason Tatum's blowing out his Achilles, but at least we'll always have last year.
You're not a fan of Anthony Simons and
I'm just not a fan of
George
having to make the moves.
What's wrong with the
Well, you tell me, Tyvis Cleveland had no problem giving him up.
I did see with Anthony Simons. I saw that's right. They did. I saw people saying with Anthony Simons, they're like, yeah, you're a fan of his until you watch him for 82 games, and then suddenly you're not as big of a fan. I don't know. But anyway.
He's not a guy that I would say he can't be the one of the team. And with Portland, he was the guy.
Yeah,
he
won't be that.
He won't be there with the Celtics.
No, I would think not.
You would think Jaylen Brown would be.
All right. So all the NBA second apron discussion you want, we're gonna do that for 3 hours today. We're gonna get real in depth on the draft. The only thing I have on the NBA draft is why is it 2 nights? I know why you did it last year because LeBron's kid wasn't going in the first round, and you needed to have a whole night of coverage for that, I guess. But now you don't. So what are we doing?
Their ratings will be bad.
Oh, it's
for
terrible.
The second night.
Who wants to watch that?
Guaranteed.
I don't even. Yeah, I think the NFL draft goes too long. Let's just do this in 2 days instead of 3. But whatever, I get it. They make money. They print money with that. The NBA does not.
Well, people watch that.
Exactly. Yes.
And on top of that, they also had the thing this year with Shador. It was like,
that worked out for them.
Yeah, people was gonna watch until Shador got drafted.
They get 800,000 people to go to these events, too, over a 3-day weekend. So they make it happen. The NBA, I don't know why they're doing 2 nights of this. Just do it in one night like you always have. It's simple. And yes, maybe at 10:30 at night, people start tuning out when you're on pick 55. Who cares? That's fine. It's okay. just do it all in one night. This is stupid to stretch it to 2. All right, so we have a lot more to get to today. We have coming up at 7 o'clock, we will do the huddle. So it's an NFL discussion segment. We'll get all the topics right there. Bodie will ask us questions. We'll try to answer them. Tyvis will know more than I will, and that's okay because he played in the league and he's smart. But what we're also going to do is talk about the Cincinnati Reds, because I don't know if you heard last night, Tyvis. It was quite the night down in Cincinnati with Chase Burns taking the hill.
The fastball is plus plus. The slider is plus plus. Swing and a miss. That devastating slider. First man face struck out by Chase Burns. Payoff pitch. Struck him out. Back-to-back Ks. Time for Judge. Struck him out.
That was quite the performance. Struck out 5 guys to start the game.
His first 5.
I mean, and of course, to close out the first inning, striking out Aaron Judge. I mean, that's doing some work right there.
Yeah, as I watched that, all I thought about was selfishly Travis Bazzana. Whenever he gets healthy and whenever he makes his majors debut, he better be good.
Yeah.
Cause the Guardians they missed out on some. It's a couple of prospects that's been called up that's been doing fairly well from the same draft class, which was last year. And, obviously Chase Burns, I think the Reds had the second pick in the draft. Obviously coming up and him having that type of showing.
No, and he was a big deal in college. He obviously has a lot of experience in big games, big moments there in College World Series, all that stuff.
I'm concerned as a Guardians fan. I'm just a little concerned.
I mean, the Guardians have their issues, certainly.
Hey, issues.
No, but you know what though? Like they're still. How far out are they in the standings? Right, they're still within touching distance. They've still got all the.
I'm not really. I hate that.
No, here's where I'm at. I'm not losing sleep over the Guardians because they have had their chances. They could have made their moves. They haven't. I don't blame Guardians fans for being nervous, edgy about that. But I'm just saying, as a non-Guardians fan, I look at them and go, you should have done more. And if you don't do more, I'm not here to hand wring. This is what the Guardians fans, a lot of Guardians fans will yell and say, oh, they need to stay the course and do what they do. This is their GM does a great job. GM does a great job with all this. But you know what? At some point, if you don't get mad, if you don't start making it vocal, then look at what the Reds fans did. The Reds fans actually had a voice, yelled at their ownership, and their ownership, of course, were a bunch of douchebags. But now, through whatever process, the Reds actually are getting young prospects who come up and hit and are doing well. And I mean hit meaning not actually hitting, although that happens too. But I mean they're good.
Why
it's one performance, but I mean Chase Burns looks like the real deal, and you add him into that rotation now. That's you've got a 5 that can go up with anybody.
Green, Andrew Abbott, man,
Lodolo's there. I don't know if you keep him, but
Lodolo.
Yeah, I'm saying
must be nice is all I'm gonna say. Must be nice.
And this is why for me. And I don't mean to disparage the Guardians. We'll talk about them too. Hopefully they start kind of waking up a little bit. Last night wasn't great.
I won't hold my breath.
No, but with the Reds, you're talking about a team that's 42-38. They've won 12 of their last 17. They've won 5 of the last 6 series they've had. And they've already won this one with the Yankees, right? They took the first 2 games, including a nice comeback win last night, right? Yeah. I mean, Chase Burns didn't get the decision, but he pitched well through 5 innings for a guy who's amped up. He came in and gave you all the future hope you want there and looked good in the moment. And then you get some clutch hitting late, which they have needed. And now suddenly, yet again, Reds the only team that hasn't been swept all year. You are in a tough division, but it's not unwinnable. What are they, 4 or 5 out now, I want to say?
Out of the wild card?
No, out of the division lead. I think, but there's 3 or 4 teams in between them. But it's everybody's bunched up there in the NL Central. They're only 2 out of the wild card.
They're 4.5 out of the Central.
Yeah, I'm just saying, the Reds, this deadline, I'm not saying you're not just going to buy, right? Because that's not what the Reds do. But I could see them making a move that maybe you unload one of your pitchers because you have a little bit of pitching depth now, and at least in the starting rotation. Maybe you do that to address some hitting issues. I don't know, get a little bit more consistency. Maybe you move a couple guys who've been.
Must be nice to be able to do that because
I'm just saying
the only thing the Guardians have that's worth trading right now is Emmanuel Clase.
Yeah,
and
that's bad, right? This is I know, man. Guardians.
It's a shame.
What I'm saying is the Reds are exciting, interesting. When I read about them, I feel like, wow, this could be a thing. When I read about the Guardians, it's just like, well, we hope. And it's just
it's the
kicking
same
the can down the road a little bit from their front office and ownership. And it just pisses me off.
Well, the problem is that the Guardians are seen as what? At best, second best in the town. Like the fans in Cleveland aren't necessarily that concerned about them because they're always yelling at the Browns.
I mean, I understand. You're right. At least I would say this. The radio stations up there, absolutely, that's what they care about. The Browns can fart, and then they drop everything about the Guardians. Have a 20-game winning streak, and they'll be like, oh, sorry, someone on the Browns, sneezed. We got to talk about that for 4 hours.
But that's what I'm saying. So the fan base isn't pressuring that Guardians front office to do things because they're seen as second or third fiddle in town.
Yeah. And, with the Reds, when their ownership said, where are you going to go? They were like, to the Bengals and to, not the ballpark if we don't want to. There's lots of other things to do. I mean, I know all the Reds fans live in Kentucky anyway down there, but I'm just saying, they've got lakes in Kentucky. They got mountains to climb. They got stuff to do. Right there. See, I took a shot at the Reds fans for you, Tyvis. Took a little jab at them, jab at the Guards.
You can't take no shot at them right now. They on fire, and I can't say nothing about it.
You can't. I'm just saying the Reds, they should be looking at doing a lot more than what they usually do. And this time, maybe don't go out and sign someone that you're going to DFA the next year. Try not to do that with Candelario. Try to get someone that you're actually going to who's going to be good for you. That's the next trick they have to do. We have so much to get to today. We're going to come back next. A story that I don't think enough people are talking about. One of the biggest stories we've had in the NFL in quite some time. It is legal story. It's not necessarily on the field, but it's pretty important. We'll get to it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Looking pretty smooth on the roadways for your Wednesday commutes. Hello to our folks over in New Albany. If you're stepping your way out the door this morning, usually you're noticing construction projects on 161, whether it's eastbound or westbound, but no active scenes to talk about this morning. Good news there, not really affecting your drive times either. Everything is running up to par. Taking a closer look at folks over on the west side, though, 70 at east of State Route 142, we do notice that ongoing construction and road repairs happening in that area. Could get a little congested as more people head out on the road, but so far, so good for your Wednesday. I'm 10 TV's Brain Albizu with your fan traffic.
Let's be honest, we could all use a little vacation from the ordinary. But with Tim Hortons' new refreshers, you don't need to pack your bags. Just sip, relax, and enjoy your refreshing 16-ounce vacation. With tropical mango packed with real pineapple and mango pieces. And strawberry watermelon kiwi featuring real pieces of strawberry and kiwi. Also try it with lemonade or coconut milk. A choose-your-own taste bud adventure. Head to Tim's for the new refreshers. Your 16-ounce vacation awaits. Only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants.
When you join the plus side with AAA, that's all you'll have to do. Or you could learn to change your own tire.
Hey fam, what's up? Today I'm gonna teach you to change a flat. Before we start, make sure it's not raining, or hailing, or lightning.
Skip the hard work. On the plus side, get more with AAA. Go to AAA.com/plus side.
Colin Man here. Let me tell you something. I'm on these Germain inter-office emails. At Germain Lexus, during the month of June, they've challenged themselves to sell more cars than they ever have in 1 month. What does that mean? Well, I'm stupid, but to me, that means they're willing to deal, baby. And the memorial cars are on the lot. The ones the golfers drive for the tournament are now available to you. I have been a Germain customer for years, even before I started doing the commercials. If you're in the market, please stop in. Germain Lexus, 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton, GermainLexus.com.
That's are us. When dreams sunk in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams sunk in, that's are us.
Hey guys, don't waste time and money with low-quality online TRT that charges you over $100 just to start. Visit the TRT experts today at Low T Center for a free consultation and free test. The treatment is personalized to your body, and most major insurance is accepted. And you'll get the freedom to choose if you want in-center care or at-home treatment. Looking to lose weight? Get a free B12 shot when you start prescription treatment. The offer is limited, so book now at fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com.
Used car prices are sky high. Valley's paying top dollar today. Don't waste time selling it yourself. Any car, any truck, any year, we want it now. No games, no waiting, just cash. Get to Valley before the market drops.
ValleySuperstore.com. Your neighborhood Kroger pharmacy is happy to welcome back Express Scripts Medicare D and TRICARE Department of Defense Plan members. It's easy to transfer prescriptions at Kroger.com/payer update. See your Kroger pharmacy for details.
Join the Fan weeknights at 6 for the Buckeye Show. And if you're asking if it's just a bunch of homers rooting for all things Ohio State, yes it is. Proud to be your flagship home of the Buckeyes, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
This is Pause Before You Play, and it's time for more game day picks from local sports fans. You're on the air. Who you got?
Actually, I'm not betting, just chilling and watching the game.
I know that move, a pause. Sounds like you've got a winning strategy.
Exactly. After I set limits and recognized the risk, I knew it was time to stop.
Now that is responsible betting, folks. Sports are fast. Betting shouldn't be. Make a plan at pausebeforeyouplay.org. That's pausebeforeyouplay.org.
And now, Public Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Scott Damaro.
While students may be out of school for the summer, Ohio's public school educators continue to work hard to make sure everyone can have a successful school year ahead. Whether you're taking part in professional development opportunities or working daily to keep our school buildings clean and running smoothly, we say thank you for your dedication.
Public Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A dry start for us and certainly warm and muggy. Wake-up temperatures will be in the mid to upper 70s, and then another scorcher of a day with afternoon highs in the mid to low 90s, but the feels like inching up again into the triple digits. Mostly sunny to partly sunny skies with chances of showers and thunderstorms developing the second half of the day, some which could be on the stronger side. And then tonight, partly cloudy overnight with our lows in the mid 70s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
In terms of the Waffle House menu, Tyvis covered and smothered his opponents. Meanwhile, T-Bone is a chunk of hash who's often covered in gravy. I'm not sure what that means either. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
Brought to you by our friends at Awaken 180. We appreciate them sponsoring the show. Bodie, you said you had a surprise for me today?
Yeah, Bone. I was able to book a surprise guest in studio at 7:30.
Okay.
And this person's going to be drafted by the Dallas Mavericks #1 overall. No, I'm just kidding. It's not
I was
Cooper
about to
Flag.
say, really?
But it's somebody even better than Cooper Flag.
Okay. All right.
So
well, now,
7:30.
See, now I'm nervous because it's, one, the previous show I used to be on, Common Man and T-Bone back in the day, we, 2 months ago, we didn't do a lot of guests. And when we did, they were people we talked to, like Jason Stark, we talked to for years.
Yeah.
So, like, we knew him. We talked to him once a week. Rimmer, I've known River for 10 plus years.
Mm-hmm.
Mike knew him for 20 plus years. So, 1, we didn't do a lot of guests. 2, we didn't do a lot of in-studio guests. 3, we didn't do a lot of surprise guests where it was just try it out, see how it goes.
This is new waters for you.
Yeah, it's going to be a surprise. Well, I guess we find out an hour and 11 minutes.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
All right. We're going to see how this goes. Fish, by the way, I know who's behind this. Because Matt Fishman, our program director,
yes,
when we were first talking about this show, he's like, you guys should do surprise guests. And I was like, yeah, sure, boss. That sounds good. And then I ignored it. But Bodie, good for you for listening to the boss. Now we're gonna try this out. All right, should be fun. I'm excited. Well, I hope it works.
It could either be good or bad.
Well, either way, tune in. It'll be quite the experience. So imagine signing a contract, a player, and that deal being viewed as being so heinous by everyone else in your league that they then get together and pretty much put their entire business structure at risk to say, never again are we doing that. That may be what happened when the Browns signed Deshaun Watson. Because, number one, they signed him, as you know, to the worst contract in NFL history. 5 years, $230 million, all fully guaranteed.
Must be nice.
Must be nice. And then, of course, what apparently happened, and we thought this might have happened, but the NFL and the NFLPA went to court over some business practices. NFLPA basically said, we think you're colluding to prevent guys like Lamar Jackson, some of the other quarterbacks
Kyler Murray
was
Russell
one.
Wilson.
All these guys had contracts coming up.
Yep.
And none of them got guaranteed money. And all of them, you could argue, had, maybe not in Kyler Murray's case, although I'm sure he thinks so. But, at least the other two guys had a track record that you could say, well, if you're giving Deshaun Watson this, you better give Lamar Jackson a lot more than that.
Yes, that's how a lot of people thought.
Sure.
Because when I think Kyler Murray may have been the first quarterback to sign after Deshaun. And when you seen his guarantee, obviously Deshaun got 230. I want to say Kyler was like 170 or something like that, which is,
would all take it. But
yes,
but your
like
point, it's like
usually when a quarterback signs or a player signs, the very next person's money is more than that.
Or it's close.
Or it's close.
Yeah, like the resetting the market was all we heard about Deshaun Watson. Like this resets the quarterback market in the NFL. You're going to see $400 million deals and all that. Like you're going to see.
He got 160.
Okay,
of it guaranteed.
Yeah, it's that's a lot less. That's $70 million less than Deshaun Watson. And whatever you think of Kyler Murray, I think you could argue at the time both of them had enough tape out there to say, yeah, we could justify making him in the same ballpark as Deshaun Watson. And then obviously Lamar Jackson, that whole thing, remember that situation playing out. Well, so they go to court over this, and the NFLPA says, yeah, we think you did that. It goes to an arbiter or whatever. And the arbiter basically said, yeah, it does look like the NFL did some of that. What they found in this court hearing was that the NFL, through Roger Goodell and what they have this management council, which is some of the other owners together who are like meeting in a separate little work group. And then they come out with recommendations that you can either do or not do as the other owners. But it's like recommendations from the league with Roger Goodell kind of overseeing it. And that management council came out and basically told them in an owners meeting, yeah, you need to cut out all these gigantic guarantees for veteran players. That's stupid. Don't do that again. You're going to screw yourselves. Now, then in this arbitration hearing, what they found out was their opinion, the arbiter's opinion was the NFL owners didn't listen to that suggestion. They couldn't find enough evidence that the NFLPA put out there that said yes. And then all the owners agreed and colluded to not bring these guys in.
Yeah.
That's the official findings. Whether you believe that's what actually happened or not, that's what they found.
It's clear as day. Lamar Jackson signed in 2023, $260 million total contract, 185 guaranteed. Now, this is two-time MVP.
Right, yeah.
It's two-time MVP, Lamar Jackson. So if anybody deserved more money than Deshaun, it certainly would have been him.
Here's the statement that I think tells you everything you need to know. Because, again, the arbitrator said there wasn't clear collusion by the entire league. But what they did say was the NFLPA showed by a clear preponderance of the evidence that concerted action was contemplated and invited at the March 2022 owners meeting. Meaning, Roger Goodell and the management council said, you guys should collude to do this. You should collude.
Of course
and all the arbitrator says is, I don't have enough text messages from the owners being like, hey, you want to collude together? That's what he's saying. The arbiter is saying they wanted you to do this, you just didn't do it. So in another way of saying this, if me and Tyvis got together and said, let's rob a bank, Bodie, go rob the bank. And then Bodie was like, got it, thanks for the advice. And then Bodie didn't rob the bank. If they have text messages showing Tyvis and I were like telling Bodie to rob the bank, I guess that's not technically bank robbery, but the intent is there. And if you were asking a question of, are T-Bone and Tyvis capable of committing crimes? Like, that would be bad evidence against us if there's a bunch of text messages of us going, yeah, so anyway, about the bank robbery we think should happen. Like, we're still encouraging someone to do it, even if they don't do it. That's essentially what they said what the NFL's doing here.
I think a lot of the NFL colluded for sure, because it's evident with some of these contracts. However, I think the way that they wanted to avoid saying like it was full collusion was somebody had to step up and bite the bullet. Yeah. And that one person is nobody other than Bodie's boy, Jerry Jones, because the way to say, no, we didn't collude. We gave Dak Prescott $231 million guaranteed. He was the one outlier that came and saved the day, I think. That's my personal opinion.
There's that, and then there's other like text messages where they then have discussions about, well, Lamar Jackson, his phone, he was tough to get a hold of. He never provided us with like a list of teams that he wanted to be traded to. So, see, that wasn't collusion against him.
I feel like that's what the kids would say, that's cap.
Yeah, that is cap.
I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, there was a whole list of teams that he wanted to go.
There was, but they said they didn't get one officially from him that was said by whatever.
I'm sure they did.
The point is, the NFL basically won a little bit of a court case, but they have to admit, and everyone has to admit who looks at these legal documents, that it looks bad that the NFL, essentially Roger Goodell told the owners, hey, you should make sure to not give guys guaranteed contracts like this. That's his advice as the commissioner. That's his job to do. But you're trying to say you don't collude against the players? You definitely wanted to. If the owners aren't good at carrying it out, well, then that's on them. But the intent was there. Now, the other part of this that I think should play into the collusion thing, nobody knew about this. This ruling came out in January. Nobody reported on it until this week because Pablo Torre, who used to work for ESPN and now does a great podcast.
Yeah, he do. He's
the one who,
to the bottom of a lot of stuff.
Well, and sometimes with him, like, I will admit, I'm not his biggest fan just because sometimes I listen to his podcast and it's like, coming up, what document did I have? I will tell you in 37 more minutes. After it's like, oh my God, just tell me. Just write the article so I can read it.
He's building up the suspense.
Right. But that's his, fine. That's the way he wants to do it. Let him live. A lot of people like what he does. He and Mike Florio, who, of course, Mike Florio every 5 seconds complains about how the NFL media doesn't report on stuff.
I found out that Sherm hates Mike Florio.
A lot of people hate Mike Florio.
And I was like, you hate him?
Oh, there's a lot. So, Common Man hates him, too.
We had him on the Cleveland show. And I so badly wanted to ask him, why does Richard Sherm hate you? I didn't do it. I wanted to do it. Took everything in me not to say, why does Richard Sherman hate people hate him?
You know what? Because he's snarky and smarmy and all the time demands credit, but then he doesn't live up to his own standards. Well, however, I will say this. Pablo Torre and Mike Florio, whatever you think of them, they both dug in on this. Pablo Torre got the article, but both of them were digging for it. ESPN did not publish a story on this until well after these guys posted it. NFL, I don't even know if NFL.com has a story up on it yet. It took these guys getting this out there. None of the NFL media partners really wanted to dig in on this. So doesn't that kind of show a little collusion anyway, where the NFL, like the NFL and the NFLPA were like, all right, we figured this out. We got to the bottom of it. Now, don't let anybody know because this looks really bad for the NFL. That in and of itself is kind of damning.
The way I see it is that I actually side with the owners a lot on this, and it's sad for me to say that.
Really?
Yeah, I talk about it though because we're late. So.
Well, we're gonna go to clip that now. We will talk a little bit more about this situation. We also have audio in 2 minutes that is priceless from the Champions Parade for the Oklahoma City Thunder. We'll do that in 2 minutes. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and happy Wednesday. Well, if you're heading up to the airport this morning, 670 eastbound, right by Airport Drive, looking very smooth this morning. Drivers are taking it nice and slow, and we love to see that there. Good morning to our folks over at Etna, Pataskala. If you're stepping your way out the door, 70 westbound and eastbound, right up to par with your drive times. And taking a closer look at other interstates throughout our metro here, 71 southbound, Frank Road at 270 will take you 2 minutes. 270 south, Broad Street to 70, got you at 6. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Oh my God, is this your house?
This is the humble abode.
Oh my God, it's so humble.
FX presents Adults.
You don't know your social security number?
No, I do. It's just my mom knows the whole thing.
a new comedy about 20-somethings achieving zero anythings.
What is the worst that happens? I go broke. I can't pay my loans. I start an OnlyFans, but only you guys subscribe.
Can't do OnlyFans.
Yeah, you wouldn't make it on there, so sorry.
FX's Adults, Wednesdays on FX. All episodes streaming on Hulu.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
This summer, Giant Eagle is making a big splash with a carefree summer sweepstakes and your chance to win free groceries for a year. This June, just spend $10 or more shopping for backyard barbecues, road trip essentials, campfire treats, and everything in between. Then swipe your loyalty card for your chance to win. Only at Giant Eagle. No purchase necessary. Sweepstakes ends 6/30/25. For official rules, visit gianteaglecarefreesweeps.com.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
Listen to that! Son of a... That's unbelievable! Oh my goodness! Holy smoke! Just incredible!
T-Bone and Tyvis present Clip That.
Sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com. Receive a 100% match when you deposit up to $400 with the Prime Sports Ohio app.
The Oklahoma City Thunder are your NBA champions for 2024-2025. And yesterday they had their victory parade. It was filled with a lot of, cool moments for Thunder fans, I'm quite sure. But I had been complaining that this team was so boring and that they all seemed like basketball nerds. No one seemed to have a personality. Thank goodness we got some of it yesterday. Chet Holmgren was on stage with, the moment where everybody gets the microphone, they get to talk. This is him trying to stay focused during a day that I'm sure involved a lot of partying and perhaps, maybe, I don't know, a little bit of extra substances, a little drink, maybe something happened. I don't know. Here's Chet Holmgren.
It started with Clay, Sam, and Mark for believing in me enough to bring me here in the first place. Because without them, I'm never even here. All right, let me lock in. Should we put you on the mic right now? All right, yeah, all right. But yeah, I just got to say thank you to those three first. And then after that, it's all my teammates. Without them, none of this is possible. It's really a full team effort. And then from there, it takes the fans in the city. They bring it every single night.
All right, let me lock in. Because my man was getting a little off the road there.
Yeah,
had to get that thing back on four wheels on the pavement.
I just so happened to get on Twitter that day, and I see Lou Dort with the Don Julio bottle.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
I said, listen, it's the revenge of the nerds.
Oh,
These the nerds. They heard what you said, and they said they got your nerd, all right?
Yeah, how many times have we all been there where you're maybe you're at work and you're not like you're drinking or anything, but like you're just at work, you're in the middle of a conversation, maybe you're trying to convince your boss to give you a raise or something, and it starts to get a little off the rails, and you have a Chet Holmgren moment.
All right, let me lock in.
Where you just have to like refocus and just be like, listen, the bottom line is I got to get back to what I'm saying. I got to stick to it. I have to lock in like 100 times a day on this show because I'm getting a little off track. It happens. But with him, I think it was at least there's a good excuse because it's been a big party for them, and who could blame them? They won a championship.
I respect that he actually seen it getting away from him, and you instead of just keep slurring your words, it's like, let me focus. Hold on, let me focus. Let me say what I got to say, and then I can go back to whatever it is that I was doing. So I actually respect him for catching this up.
Yeah. So you know what, the festivities went on last night. There were a lot of fun stuff there. So if you want to go check it out, you can go see that. You can also look at their dumb hats that they made, which I don't know what the NBA was thinking with those hats. To this day,
you're still mad at it.
I'm gonna be mad about it for a long time.
You don't want me to get you one?
No, one, because it's stolen valor from Seattle, right? Because they did that. All the Seattle people are just crying about that.
You got to let that go.
I'll let it go when Seattle gets a team again.
Well, it's coming
it hasn't
soon.
happened yet.
It's coming soon. It's supposed to be what's that, next year, 2 years from now?
Listen, I'm just, you know what?
All right, let me lock in.
Let me get back to what we were talking about. That is, you, before we went to break, said that with this NFL situation, with the owners, the Players Association, they had a big hearing about collusion surrounding the Deshaun Watson contract. Because Deshaun Watson got $230 million guaranteed, and then suddenly Lamar Jackson got less, a bunch of other guys got less.
Mm-hmm.
You were telling me in the break that you side with the owners on this?
It pains me to say that. It pains me because, I'm all about give them as much as possible. If you're going to be in the league, make as much money as possible. But as a sane human being, which is shocking, me saying I'm a sane human being.
No, I mean, you are fairly reasonable, other than your own athletic talents where you think you could steal a base in Major League Baseball.
That's just being honest. That's just telling the world what it is. But I'm just saying, anybody can do this. You could go on SpoTrack and literally look at each team's average salaries. And the fact that these quarterbacks make so much significantly more money than the next highest paid person, that's ridiculous to me. Trevor Lawrence is making $55 million this season. The next highest paid person is Josh Hines-Allen, who's a really good player, 28. So you mean to tell me this guy is $27 million more important than Josh Hines? Like, that's ridiculous to me. It has to stop.
Well,
the quarterback money has to get limited at some point. Like, this is absurd.
Yeah, I do feel like, especially where you're coming from.
Justin Herbert's making $52 million. The next highest person is Derwin James. He's making $19 million.
One, I mean, we can all acknowledge what you're saying is accurate. I think also what you're saying is coming from a place of jealousy.
I ain't
a little
jealous.
bit, which is
I'm not jealous.
There's a little bit of you're saying that other players that are not quarterbacks are important too.
Yes.
Right. And I'm saying as a former defensive back, that makes I don't disagree, by the way. We know the quarterback is the number one position in football. It's the most important. It's the hardest one to find, right? You have to find good players who play defensive back, but you have a roster that could have, how many defensive backs did you guys have in your room when you were in Seattle? There's what?
6.
No, okay, but that's it. There's no.
Oh, no. You're talking about just the whole.
I'm saying on the roster, you've got.
It's like 10.
Yeah. So, you've got a better chance of finding a guy than with a quarterback room, you're going to have 3 or 4. And of those 3 or 4, 2 of them are absolute scrubs. And maybe one of them is decent. I know why they value, if they think they find their quarterback, you got to lock in and get him. And it doesn't matter how much it costs. That's why these numbers have gone up. But
it does matter, though.
It does matter. But what I am saying is it's not okay that the NFL is basically looking at any position group, even if it is quarterback, where the prices are inflated and saying, hold on, we can't do that. We need to stop ourselves because the Browns, as much as they're stupid, I think it was very dumb to give Deshaun Watson this money. We know it was stupid to give him this money, all right? That's my personal opinion. However, the other NFL owners should be allowed to be as stupid as the Browns. And when they all get together and say, whoa, hey, our collective stupidity may cost us money, that is not good. That is something that the NFL would. That's why the NFL didn't want the story to come out, because they know that it looks bad for them if they're out there saying, oh, yeah, we are the biggest league in the world. We make all this money, billions of dollars in TV revenue. Oh, but we will not pay our players more than X or Y because that's bad for our business. No, these players have earned what it should be an open market to a degree, right? I mean, I know it's a salary cap league and there's all that stuff, but if a team wants to go out and pay a quarterback $300 million guaranteed, that's stupid. And look how it went for the Browns. But you find that out organically because at the time they didn't have all the Deshaun Watson data that we have now, right? I mean, we all said at the time, at least I did, that was a bad idea. They shouldn't have done it. It's a stupid thing to guarantee this man all this money when he hasn't played in 18 months. We don't know if he's any good. But if the other owners are like, if that's what Deshaun Watson got, then we got to give this other guy this. And Roger Goodell came in and said no, and they listened, that is a problem. That's a big deal. So, but I agree with you. Quarterback prices are inflated. That's fair.
It's going to come a time, and I want to see which coach decides to do this. I think it's going to be a time where guys are going to draft a quarterback in the first round, play them for 4 years or 5 years, and then once that's over, I ain't signing them. I'm going to just draft another one. But you got to have some stones to be able to do that. Like, you got to be that coach.
Well,
you got to be like a Kyle Shanahan where it don't matter who my quarter. As long as he's got a little bit of talent, I can make it work.
And maybe that becomes what the Vikings are with Kevin O'Connell. I'm not trying to get there that quick, but like no one had them going 14-3 with Sam Darnold last year, right?
That's fair.
And then if they do something similar now with J.J. McCarthy, and let's say they have 2 or 3 years of success with him, and that's good, do you want to then go out and sign him to, what, a $400 million deal? Or would it be better to say, yeah, you know what, we'll take our chances with a franchise tag for a couple years. And if he doesn't like it, we'll draft someone else. Because my offense is so good, it doesn't matter. Right? I mean, Kevin Stefanski, you could make the argument, has had an offense that Joe Flacco was one of the best quarterbacks he's had in that offense. That was a guy that got off the couch.
No. Joe Flacco, hands down, is the best quarterback he had in his offense. The man threw for 300 yards every time he played.
He was there with Baker, though, wasn't he?
The man threw for 300 yards in like 6 straight games.
Right. Okay. He said what he said. I like it. I'm just pointing out that you can have coaches who have brilliant offenses, and how many times the Niners been right there to get a chance to go to the Super Bowl, and they had a quarterback that, I mean, Brock Purdy's the last guy taken in the draft. You had Jimmy Garoppolo, who was more handsome than he was good at throwing the football. And then
hey, that was my quarterback. Now don't do that.
I know.
Jimmy G was good people.
That's all I know. He was handsome people too. Who were the best Buckeyes of the year? I will tell you next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Well, good morning to our folks over in Dublin and Hilliard. If you're making your way out the door right now, 270 southbound and northbound, really up to par with your drive times. No major concerns in that area. Taking a closer look at folks over in Upper Arlington, taking 315 at Bethel Road. Well, that's looking pretty good as well. No accidents or delays to report in that area. And Madison County, we're looking at you now, too. 16 minutes if we're taking US 40 East, 42 to 270. 10 minutes, a lot better here, 70 East, West Jefferson to 270. I'm 10 TV's Brian Albizu with your fan traffic.
Road trip! This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings, because you're driving to Paris,
Texas!
Then it's off to Rome,
Georgia!
And you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin,
Ohio!
Right now, save up to $494 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
What John Smiley, Chairman and CEO, wants you to know about First Bank of Central Ohio.
Our competitive advantage is the number of years we've been in Central Ohio and the fact that we're able to make decisions here locally that make sense for the client. At the end of the day, it's the ability for us to say, okay, what can we do to make your banking easier for you?
Experience what it's like to be first at fbcentralohio.com. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
The Columbus Zoo invites you to follow the footsteps and the tales of animals from around the world. Explore our newest region, North America Trek. So what are you waiting for? Get your tail to our trails only at your Columbus Zoo.
Nashville's hottest band, Old Dominion, is coming to Great American Ballpark on July 10th as part of the Ohio Lottery post-game concert series. After the Reds take on the Marlins, all fans in attendance are invited to stay and enjoy a set from Old Dominion. Plus, you can upgrade your ticket to a pit field pass for an up-close view of the show. For tickets and more information, visit reds.com/concerts.
Bobby Carpenter here for Germain Toyota. Swing by Germain Toyota and ask for Marcello and discover unbeatable deals and a wide selection of new and certified pre-owned Toyota vehicles. Visit them at germaintoyota.net. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Serving in the military requires great sacrifices, not just for one's country, but also for one's family. Not surprisingly, divorce for soldiers is especially difficult, and it raises a number of challenges that are peculiar to military divorce, things such as deployments, relocation, retirement benefits. These issues can be complicated. So if you're a soldier facing such challenges, go to CordellCordell.com.
10 West Broad, Columbus. CordellCordell.com.
Tita Green with Skip Mosick.
Join us Saturday. We'll be at the Ohio State Golf Club to talk some Buckeye golf with men's coach Jay Mosley and women's coach Lisa Strom.
Tita Green with Skip Mosick. Saturday mornings at 9 on The Fan.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric, and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep your home comfortable. The Fan.
2 men, 1 appendix. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
You can tweet the program at Bone and Tyvis 971 or hop in the YouTube chat. Just go to YouTube, search 971 The Fan, click on T-Bone and Tyvis. The chat is there. Nate brought up quarterback is the most important position in all of sports, not just football. Tyvis had said in our last segment, quarterback values might be slightly overinflated.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So how would you respond to that?
I would say
it's the most important position in sports. He's not wrong.
No, I'm not disagreeing with that at all. But you're not about to sit there and tell me that, I don't know, TJ Watt or the guy who rushes the quarterback or the guy who has to protect the quarterback. You mean to tell me that he's not 10 million less than that? He's 25 million less valuable than that guy? Like, that's ridiculous.
I'm trying to think.
That's all I'm saying is that's ridiculous.
I'm trying to think who has the highest. All right. Is this looks like this is fairly recent. I'm just trying to see who has the highest paid contract for a tackle.
The tackle.
Yeah. So like Tristan Wirfs is getting $28.12 million. So
what's Baker getting? Let me look it up. I got Spotrac right.
I don't know.
here.
Yeah. I mean, but like, I'm just saying, like, if that's what Tristan Wirfs is getting for the Bucs, $28 million.
Okay, see, that's what I'm talking about.
And
Baker's 33.
Yeah, so that's
how it should be. But like all these other ones, come on, man, it's ridiculous.
Also, the Eagles, I want to say that they have 2 of the top 10 guys in. You know what I mean? So like smart teams like that have been, Buccaneers have won a Super Bowl fairly recently. That had a lot to do with the guy who was playing quarterback at the time, Tom Brady, right? But wasn't just him. That whole team was really good too. You have the Eagles, who are your defending Super Bowl champs and have obviously been very good the last few years. They have 2 of the highest paid tackles in the game. That stands to reason, right? Like, to your point, it can't just be, let me sink $230 million guaranteed into one guy and then not pay any of the other guys and then be shocked when that guy gets hurt all the time.
I just liked it to be a little bit closer. $26 million. The Eagles are $26 million difference between Lane Johnson and Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Why can't it be 15 or something like that? Like,
I like how
CeeDee Lamb, not CeeDee Lamb, the Bodie's people.
Dallas Cowboys?
Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott, $60 million. His tackle, 16.5.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's not good enough. No, I do think when it comes down to this, we were talking about the NFL collusion case between them, the NFLPA. This all came out yesterday. Pablo Torre and Mike Florio were digging on it. They found this info. It's hard to say that the NFL isn't colluding against its players. However, your point is someone should tell the owners to not be so stupid, right? Because you get in a situation where you pay that much money to one position and don't take care of the rest of your roster, that is going to screw you over. My position is the owner should be allowed to be as dumb as they want to be. And they shouldn't be colluding against each other because that is where I get into, as much as I agree that the quarterbacks are maybe slightly overpaid or the values don't correlate with the rest of the team. I do think that you have got owners who should not be sitting there going, oh, hey, let's all stop paying guys. Like colluding to keep wages down is a bad thing. I don't like it. And it wouldn't be good if they were doing that with any position group. It just so happens they're doing it with the most expensive one.
Mm-hmm.
But let's never forget, all of this happened because Jimmy and Dee Haslam said, we've got to give Deshaun Watson, a guy who hasn't played in almost 2 years, $230 million guaranteed.
They broke the NFL, is what you said.
That's how bad it was that all the owners got together and said, let's not do that again.
You know what? You brought up this. This is the time for me to take the moment to personally thank Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Why?
I don't think you understand the significant role he played in fixing the NBA.
Our MVP of the league. What did he do to fix the league?
This is what he did. He was the reason why the Golden State Warriors split. Do you know that? Did you know this?
No.
Okay.
What do you mean?
So, I'm going to tell you. So, you remember when Draymond and Kevin Durant got into it on the sideline?
That's right, yeah.
That's because Draymond got the rebound, right? And as he went up the court, Kevin Durant, like, give me the ball. And Draymond's like, get out the way. I got this. He got stripped. The player that stripped him was Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
I didn't realize that.
He caused so much rift between them two that after that season, they split and went their separate ways. He saved the NBA.
So you're saying
he was with the Clippers at the time.
So if I'm understanding you then, so Shai Gilgeous-Alexander did that. It saved the NBA from just having another 10 years of dominance from the Warriors. And the Browns, because I believe the president yesterday talked about the Browns when they signed Deshaun Watson. This is what he had to say.
They don't know what the they're doing. Do you understand that?
Right. I think that was a comment about the Browns, if I'm not. Anyway, the point is that's what you're saying the Browns did, essentially, is they saved the NFL from spending too much on quarterbacks because everyone saw what they did with Deshaun Watson and said,
yeah,
never again. We're not letting that happen.
Until Jerry Jones did what he did.
Well, until, the Dak Prescott. And you're right. That's the one card they could play to say there wasn't collusion. Look, Dak Prescott got more.
Let me see. What? Brock Purdy just he only
didn't get.
He only got $100 million guaranteed.
Well, I think even it's hard to fathom though that like Brock Purdy he's got numbers.
So
but do you actually? Now I'm going to go into my I hate Brock Purdy
quarterback
thing.
Decide, and he only got $100 million guaranteed. Oh, they're colluding for sure. Let's just get it out there in the open. Let's just get this out there. This is 100% a collusion job.
Let me give some credit to Ohio State athletes here very quickly. Ohio State named its male and female athletes of the year for 2024-2025, I'm guessing is how this works. I'm not exactly sure of when this starts, but it seems to encompass all the seasons like soccer and hockey and everything. So Michael Adidakun.
No. That's wrong.
Oh?
Ade Dukin,
my bad.
You know how I know that?
How do you know that?
Because I hosted Scarlet and Grammys this past year. It's the first time I ever MC, and I had to learn these athletes' names.
Michael Adeda. How did you say
That's how I thought it was said.
How did you say it?
Ade Dukin.
All right. Michael Ade Dukin. Now, here's what I know about him. I do know more about. I didn't watch a ton of OSU soccer this year, but he is the star player for OSU soccer. They had a great run. He won the Mac Herman Trophy, which is the soccer equivalent of the Heisman. So, good. I think he's the first OSU player to ever win that. So, for an OSU soccer player to have that type of season, I get why he was in the running for Athlete of the Year. I'm sure there are a lot of football fans would say, what about Jeremiah Smith? Or what about, whoever you want to throw in there? But maybe you could make the argument on that team. There were so many dudes. It's hard to say it was just one guy with him. And Ohio State soccer has a great team too, but he obviously had a great season, so good for him. The other one, though, and I want to bring this up. We talk about not enough two-sport athletes. McKenna Webster, she played hockey for the women's hockey team. They obviously went to the finals again, lost, got screwed in my opinion. Wisconsin won the championship, whatever. But she's a big part of that OSU women's hockey team. She also plays field hockey. So excelled in 2 sports, not just one. So kudos to both of them. They deserved it. That's great.
Go Bucks.
Go Bucks. Absolutely right. All right, when we come back, it's time for the huddle. We'll get all the NFL questions out of the way. Bodie's going to ask us some. We'll try to give you our best answers. That's next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, taking a closer look at the live traffic cams for us this morning, particularly down south, 71 at Green Lawn Avenue. We had some big delays because of a crash yesterday. Thankfully, a big difference today. No major incidents or delays to report in this area. Taking a closer look at Grove City, though, if you're making your way out the door right now, a little bit slower on 62 westbound, got you at 35 miles per hour. 270 eastbound and 71 northbound, though, pretty up to par. That's looking fantastic. Overall, looking pretty good for your Wednesday commute. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu with your fan traffic.
At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, we're here to help keep you on the road so you can soak up all the summer fun. The road tunes. Take me out to the ball game. Hotel pools. Emergency ice cream stops. The sunscreen and bug spray everywhere. At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, we're here for it all. So stop in for a quick oil change before you go. Only takes about 15 minutes. No appointment needed.
Hey, it's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place.
One of my favorite things, Wilson, is the look on people's faces when they see the end price for Pella windows.
Yeah, I'm always hearing, does it look like I'm wearing my money britches?
More like, I can't believe we get the Pella look and quality at these prices.
Oh, you went the other way with that. You're hearing good things. Oh, this is awkward.
Get the window that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
Master Grillers Unite. The grilling season never ends at Billiards Plus. Come see their best-in-class grills for yourself and check out Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family-owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Do your good-looking shoes hurt and you don't want to wear ugly shoes? At the Good Feet store, we can help you wear your heels, boots, and dress shoes again in comfort. Trade in your bad feet for good feet at the Good Feet store.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Everybody today in America is trying to get healthy. I'm doing it. You're doing it. There's people out there everywhere. And most people, they don't feel good. And so when you don't feel good, what do? You go to the doctor. There's pills, there's steroids, there's surgery. You don't want to deal with any of that. You don't want to be put on the shelf. You don't want to put things in your body that you do not enjoy. So here's what you need to do. Go see my friends at QC Kinetics, just like I did. My body was beaten up, so was my dad's. We went to QC Kinetics. They're not into the quick fixes. They're going to go there and they're going to diagnose you and find regenerative treatments with your own body's healing power to help heal that damaged tissue. And so you're going to feel better. You're going to be able to do the things you'll love again, and that's perfect because it's summertime. So listen, they're going to go right to the source of it at the cellular level. So give them a call at 380-208-4544 or go check them out at qckinetics.com/Columbus. They have offices all over Ohio. So go check them out today.
This is the Cincinnati Reds Down on the Farm Minor League Report, brought to you by Western and Southern Financial Group. The club's #1 prospect continues to impress. Chase Burns, the Reds' #1 pick in the 2024 draft, baseball's 2nd overall, picked up his first win in his 2nd start as a member of the Louisville Bats on Thursday. The right-hander went 7 innings in a Bats win over the Yankees' AAA affiliate, allowing just 1 run on 3 hits with 7 strikeouts. Burns started the season at High A Dayton, was promoted to Chattanooga after 3 starts, and joined Louisville after posting a 6-1 record for the Lookouts. In 13 starts this season, the 22-year-old has a 7-3 record with a 1.77 ERA. Over 66 innings, he has 89 strikeouts. In Chattanooga, first baseman Ruben Ibarra posted his 2nd consecutive multi-homer game on Wednesday, becoming the first Lookouts batter to accomplish that feat since 2016. Ibarra leads the Lookouts in home runs with 9 and RBIs with 35. The 26-year-old had a big week last week against the Biloxi Shuckers, hitting 3 home runs, a double, and 8 RBIs, all behind a .368 batting average in 6 games. The Down on the Farm Minor League Report is brought to you by Western and Southern Financial Group. Put their financial strength behind you. Visit westernsouthern.com.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York. Evan Cohen here. It's time to turn things up a notch. This summer, don't binge watch shows. Binge s'mores by the campfire. Press pause on the podcast and press play on the warm weather vibes. Here's your chance to win $10,000 for your ultimate summer. What are you waiting for? Take your shot with 5-Hour Energy and make this summer your best summer ever. Visit 5heshot.com for full details and rules and to enter today. No purchase necessary. Ends June 30th, 2025.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Buddy Wells. We'll start with baseball in Cleveland. George Springer broke the game open with an 8th-inning grand slam, and the Blue Jays beat the Guardians 10-6 last night. Those two teams will go again this evening at 6:40. At Great American Ballpark, Christian Encarnacion Strand evened the game at 3-3 with his bases-clearing double in the 7th, and the Reds scored a pair in the bottom of the 11th as they beat the Yankees 5-4 last night in walk-off fashion. The star of the night, though, was Chase Burns, who struck out 8 while allowing 3 runs in 5 innings of work in his Major League Baseball debut. Soccer tonight, the Crew will host Atlanta at 7:30 at Lower.com Field. And in the NBA, the first round of the NBA draft takes place in Brooklyn tonight, starting at 8 o'clock. This update is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Do not put off losing weight this summer. You can reach your goal during the easiest season for weight loss with Awaken 180, the official weight loss program of summer. Breaking sports news when it happens right here on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
When Tyvis looks at Bone, he sees the future. Bald, fat, white. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Well, I'm about to say according to a tweet.
Oh, you should go check out @Bone and Tyvis 971. Or you can find it on either your or my Twitter pages because we had one of our listeners send us what they think you and I might look like in a year, and it's me thin and you very obese with way more hair than I think you may have ever had in your life. So that's,
you know, what? If I had hair like that, I'd take the obesity.
Oh, I'd
take the obesity if my hair got to like that.
You know what? You want to trade? I'll take your hairline and you can have my waistline. I'll take yours right now. I'm good with it.
You look like the guy off of Breaking Bad. That's what makes me laugh about this picture of you.
Oh, like Hank?
Yes.
You know what, Hank? Hank's physique I would kill for. That's great.
I think it's Walter White, right?
Oh, excuse me.
What do I look
Walter
like? You're saying I look like Walter White?
Yes.
Like the main character?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what you look like.
I guess with the skin, yeah.
To me, like if I quick glance it, that's what I see when I see this picture.
All right, that's fine. I didn't know if you meant Hank, his brother, who's like, I mean, he's also bald, but yeah, okay, that's
up here trying to look. Yeah, a quick glance. I'll tell you, like
it's a good radio thing to do the quick glance. That really is how we get the ratings. I agree. Coming up 7:30, a surprise guest. Bodie has booked an in-studio surprise guest for us, so we'll find out about that. Also, Beat the Heat fan kickoff. That is happening with Rothman and Ice this Friday for the 2025 Beat the Heat fan drive. It's at Westerville's Fire Station at 400 West Main Street. They're asking for your help with any of your neighbors in need. What you can do is bring a brand new box fan. They're relatively cheap. You can find them everywhere. Bring a box fan to donate. As a thank you, the first 100 people are going to get a pair of tickets to see the Cardale Jones charity softball game at Huntington Park on July 19th. So you can do some charity work. You can go out and see Cardale and Tyvis and a bunch of other former Buckeyes try to hit softball. It'll all be a good time, and it'll help your neighbors out. Of course, this week it's super hot, so the Beat the Heat fan drive, it's in partnership with 10 TV, Life Care Alliance, and The Fan, Ohio sports destination. All right, Bodie, we ready for the huddle?
Let's do it.
Let's make it happen.
The biggest questions in the NFL are answered right here. Welcome to the huddle.
All right, question number 1, Bodie.
All right, guys. Ron, he went on the Pat McAfee show yesterday, and Aaron Rodgers said that he believes this will be his final season in the NFL. Do you believe him?
No.
I do.
You do?
I do. I know you. I just feel like that he's at the end. He realizes he's at the end. It's not like he's Brady and he's just if this year he comes and does some exceptional stuff and like they go on a deep playoff run, maybe he'll think about it. But I just don't anticipate that being the case this year. So I think that he'll give it one last go and he's gonna run for governor or something.
He may. I will say I don't believe him, and the reason is because I think he will do a little bit of the Brett Favre thing where it's just every offseason we're going to have this. I think he loves the attention. I think he loves to then go in and be like, I don't know why you guys pay so much attention to me. Yeah, because you have a secret wife, apparently. That's weird. You say you just got married. We don't see any pictures of her. That's fine. But, he likes to have this, what's he doing? What's he up to? Where's he going to go? And I think that'll last him at least another couple years. I don't think this will be his last year in the NFL. Next vote.
All right, next up, if you had to bet on one of these two teams finally getting past Kansas City in the AFC postseason, who would you choose, Buffalo or Baltimore?
Roster-wise, you would think Baltimore but Baltimore got a problem with they can't get out of their own way. My issue with Baltimore is they have these great regular seasons, and then once they get to the playoffs, they don't do anything that they did in the regular season to be successful, and it really bothers me.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's going to change, so I'm going to say Buffalo.
I'm not going to go Buffalo, although I think, yes, you're right. Baltimore does have that get out of their way problem, but I do think injuries have played a factor in that. I also think it just takes a while for a great quarterback sometimes to find when you have that one piece, that one team that seems to always get you, or that one thing you can't get over the hump. I think if Lamar Jackson gets past the Chiefs and they really do that and get to a Super Bowl, it'll be 2 or 3 in a row where they'll be in the AFC Championship game in the Super Bowl, and I just think that the dam will break once he gets over that hump. So I think, this is the year I'd probably place my bets on them staying healthy enough. They're super deep. They're adding a ton of pieces.
That Jair Alexander that's a game.
Oh, yeah.
Like I say, they should, but I think at some point Josh Allen's going to get over this hump.
Yeah.
And Joey Bosa's going to be the reason. Go Bucks.
Oh, there you go. Auto question number 3, Bodie.
EA Sports released their top 25 hardest stadiums to play in for their upcoming college football 2026 video game, and LSU came in at number 1. Which NFL stadium do you think is the hardest one for opponents to play in?
It's interesting. I mean, you obviously played in a lot of them.
Yeah.
I know you said Seattle was loud, but you played there as a home team. But
yes. Kansas City.
That's the one I was going to say.
Kansas City's hard.
Having not been to any of them, just on TV, that looks like the one where
Arrowhead gets loud, man.
And it's an old stadium.
Yeah.
So it's kind of designed in a way that probably isn't safe. It's probably got the fans a little too close. Some of the modern amenities now where they've done things to keep the fans away. You've got all these luxury suites everywhere. That one still feels like everyone looks like they're on top of you. It's at negative 20 degrees sometimes for those games. And by the way, the team that plays there every year, pretty damn good. So all that combines.
And another place that was hard to win in was Lambeau.
Oh, well, yeah, that makes sense too.
I mean, they had prime Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams back when I went. So those two places I was like, man, it's loud. It seems like the team is just on fire that day. It was just hard to win those games. I don't think we won. When I was with Denver, we played Kansas City in the regular season, and we got smoked. And then when I was with San Fran, we played Kansas City. We got smoked. So both times I played in Arrowhead, in the regular season, we got smoked. And when we played the Packers, the 2 times I played them in the regular season, we lost both of those games.
We all know this question is just a holding place for when the Browns get their indoor arena. The dome that'll be the number one toughest place.
Bring the dog pound back. Let it be rowdy again.
One more, Bodie.
All right, at Fanatics Fest this past weekend, Saints defensive end Cameron Jordan was asked what he thinks the dumbest penalty in the NFL is. His answer, excessive celebration. He said that he thinks it's okay to taunt and that the league should allow it. I want to know from you guys, what's your favorite celebration you've seen from an NFL player? This can be an ongoing one or just a one-time thing too.
Okay. I'll go back a ways and I'll say that I have always enjoyed the antics of Deion Sanders because he could back it up. And to me, it's You should be able to celebrate if you can back it up. I get really annoyed just in general when a guy is like doing the like digging the grave celebration when it's like I can sack the backup quarterback in a 34-3 blowout where I'm on the 3 side. Like, no, you don't get to do that. But when Dion would be like, putting the hand behind the head and high stepping into the end zone, it's like, yeah, he was taking one to the house in usually pretty big games and for really good teams, either, especially when he was playing with the Cowboys and the 49ers. So,
well, my favorite player growing up was Chad Johnson or Chad Ochocinco. And he always had some banger celebration when he scored a touchdown. I mean, the guy he pulled out a Hall of Fame jacket. The guy did the famous putt. The Tiger Woods putt. He just did a lot of him and T.O. had some unbelievable celebrations.
T.O. had the popcorn.
Yeah, had the popcorn.
He had the cell phone.
He had the cell phone. He signed the ball.
He ran to the star.
Oh, yeah.
The star was hilarious.
Was that T.O. that had the cell phone, or was that it was T.O., right?
No,
He had it in the,
in his sock.
Upright. Oh, was it in his? I thought he had it in his sock. I thought someone pulled a phone out. I thought of the field goal where the padding was. I think there was one under there.
Yeah, that was wasn't that Kevin Dyson?
That might have. I can't remember who it was, but you're right.
I gotta look it up.
I think a few people have done the cell phone thing, but yeah, the Icky Shuffle. If you go back in the day, Bengals fans, that's one of the great celebrations of all time.
Randy Moss, like Green Bay fans know what he thinks of them.
Yeah, and Joe Buck treated it like it was a national, like someone had murdered someone on live TV. Fans, I'm so sorry you had to see that. It's like I think he's admitted that was dumb, right?
Yeah, he has.
Okay, good. Joe Buck seems like a guy who in the moment gets caught up, but then later is like, I was kind of being dumb there. My bad. He also, by the way, Tyvis, I don't know if you know this about him, he loves a hair plug. Joe Buck.
Oh,
he had an addiction to it. You know about this?
Do you know who pulled the cell phone out?
Who did it? Did we get memory hold on this?
It was Joe Horn.
Joe Horn, with the Saints, right?
And then Michael Thomas did it.
Oh, I forgot all about that.
Yes, Michael Thomas.
Okay,
did the same thing to honor him. So
that's good.
There you go.
No, if you didn't know about Joe Buck's hair plugs, we have to talk about that because
I didn't know nothing about that.
He got addicted to them.
What do you mean?
He has talked about how he had so many surgeries because he was so worried about being on TV and losing his looks and all that stuff, where he was going in and getting them to a point where they were like, yeah, you've done too many now. That's too much.
Joe Buck hair ain't real.
Oh, no. It's real. It's his hair. But you know that. But you know what that procedure's like. Yeah, I think he had a bunch of procedures done. And it, caused him some problems, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, it looks fine now.
Oh, he's doing great.
Yeah, it looks good.
Live.
Good for him.
Yeah. Shemar Stewart's agent has some thoughts on the Bengals. Spoiler alert, he's not pleased with them. We'll talk about that next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Noticing a little bit more traffic out there as even more people head out the door this morning. Taking a closer look at folks over in Gahanna. Thankfully, 670 westbound and 270 southbound, right up to par with your drive time, so no concerns over there. Heading a little bit closer down south here, 270 at Sevely over on the east side. That is moving and grooving. Nothing too concerned about over there. Gender Road at 270 got you at 6 minutes there if you're heading up to the downtown area. Looking pretty good. 70 again, 270 got you at 3 minutes there. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu with your fan traffic.
Men, the summer is here. Longer days, warmer nights, and romance in the air. Intimate dinners, walks on the beach, dancing in the moonlight. But if you have erectile dysfunction, you know it can ruin romance, both for you and the one you love. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And if you have ED, don't let another summer go by without getting treated. Because intimacy is one of the greatest things in life. And fear of not being able to perform should not be something you have to deal with. At Tri-State Men's Health, we're ED experts. We've successfully treated tens of thousands of men. Our protocols work when others don't, and we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. You could even last up to an hour or more and perform like you haven't in years. And for a limited time, we're offering new patients a free first visit to help you get back to feeling like the man you're meant to be. This includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 2 convenient Columbus area locations in Hilliard and Westerville.
Wake up and cash. It's Top Picks on Morning Juice. Powered by WeWinUwin.com. Professional sports bettor Chad Patrick. Dropping plays and juicing up your Friday mornings with fresh pick winners. WeWinUwin.com. Built by winners for winners. Stop guessing and start cashing.
Used car prices are sky high. Valley's paying top dollar today. Don't waste time selling it yourself. Any car, any truck, any year, we want it now. No games, no waiting, just cash. Get to Valley before the market drops.
ValleySuperstore.com. At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
You can save big on 12 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Select varieties or buy 2, get 2 free with your card. Limit 8. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Hey, it's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place.
One of my favorite things, Wilson, is the look on people's faces when they see the end price for Pella windows.
Yeah, I'm always hearing, does it look like I'm wearing my money britches?
More like, I can't believe we get the Pella look and quality at these prices.
Oh, you went the other way with that. You're hearing good things. Oh, this is awkward.
Get the window that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
I'm an old school Joe, and my philosophy is simple and effective. At the end of the day, it's not what you win or lose, it's what you save. And bet and reduce juice at Prime Sports Ohio is the way to save money on every single bet. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All your favorite and least favorite fan shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just type in 971 The Fan to the search bar and hit that subscribe button. It's free.
We're the land of the free and the home of the sunburnt, freckled fat guy.
Do it now.
Are you in need of basic dental treatment but can't afford the cost? There may be a solution. Hi, I'm Dr. Hal Jeter, president of the Ohio Dental Association, and I'm excited to tell you about a program called Dental Options. Dental Options is a partnership between the Ohio Dental Association and the Ohio Department of Health, in which qualifying patients can be paired with a dentist to receive discounted or even free dental care. Eligibility for the program is based on your financial situation. For more information or to apply, call 1-888-765-6789.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty. Do you want to sell your property, however, you need a little help getting through the process? Let's say you have years of belongings in the home. It needs a lot of updating, you're overwhelmed, and you may need help finding a place to go. I will help you. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or call me now for an all-cash offer and, more importantly, the help you need at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We are waking up yet again muggy and mild as we see those temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. And then this afternoon, just like yesterday, it will be hot with our feels like in the triple digits. Mostly sunny to partly sunny with chances of thunderstorms the second half of the day. We'll see partly cloudy skies overnight with lows in the 70s. And for Thursday, yet again, scattered thunderstorms could develop in the afternoon. Otherwise, mostly to partly sunny skies and hot again with highs in the low 90s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
Both of these men love the Browns. Also, both of these men hate the Browns. If you know, you know. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
Friday night, Blue Jackets draft special right here on The Fan. Bob McElligott, Dylan Tyre will both be live from Nationwide Arena. Jackets trying to add some new talent or maybe trading the picks. Who knows? They'll have it all covered for you. Starts Friday at 6. Blue Jackets draft special sponsored by Ohio Health, only here on The Fan, Ohio sports destination. And we've been talking about it. The Blue Jackets have a lot of options. July 1st, I believe, is when the free agency period starts. Obviously, that's next week. You got the draft coming up this weekend. Can they move some draft picks to get a piece? Will they move some players along with that? Goaltending is obviously a huge question mark for this team. How are they going to try to address that? I don't think that's a draft type of thing. I think that's a go out and get a guy thing if they're going to move on from Elvis, which by all likelihood they should. Do they trust in Jet Greaves? There's so much that could be discussed with the Blue Jackets, and they'll break it down Friday at 6. That's the first, to me, that's like the first real step, is what happens with that piece of it. Do they use the 2 draft picks? Do they trade them? all of that and more. Next week of the Jackets is going to be very interesting. See how they play this all out. And I'm wondering if, like, during July 4th weekend, will we see some movement and some activity? I don't know. Maybe it happens before that. Maybe it all happens this weekend, but
it's an exciting thing.
I'm ready. I mean,
I'm excited to see how they take the next step. What moves they make to try to take that next step to become that official playoff team and in the running for winning the cup.
Yeah. I mean, I want them to actually. I think all Jackets fans now are at a point where we've seen some playoffs now. We've had our taste of it. It's been a while, right? Mm-hmm. But now I'm at the point where it's like, I want you to build a winner that every year is not just in the playoffs, but a top 3 or 4 team in the East. That then gives me an opportunity to say, all right, let's get out of the first round. Let's move on like they did against Tampa. And then let's go and try to actually build off that, get to a conference final, see where that takes you, then start being a player for free agents a little bit more. It's going to take time still to build, but you should next year be a playoff team plus, not just a squeak into the playoff team type of playoff team. You need to be a team that is there with a chance to make some noise. So this next few weeks is going to be very important to that goal for the Blue Jackets. Yes. So I'm excited to see where it goes. Shemar Stewart's agent, he was not happy, obviously. Shemar Stewart, if you've missed this whole thing with the Bengals, he doesn't want to sign his contract because the Bengals tried to slip in some new language about guaranteed money, where they said, we would like an opportunity to not have it all be guaranteed all the time. We want some outs, which every contract has. But this is a new bit of language that the Bengals have put in that's different than they've done for any other draft previous to this one. So Shemar Stewart said, I just want what everybody else has on the team. I want the same contract as all these other guys have. The guys you signed last year, I want that same language in the contract.
That's fair.
It is fair. And his agent has come out. He was on Sirius XM. What's the agent's name? Zach Hiller. He was on Sirius XM, and he said the following. Contracts are based on precedent. So when Shemar has never asked for anything more or less protective than any of his teammates, it's a simple fix. Just say, hey, this is the precedent. Let's keep the precedent. It's essentially that when a player signs his contract and it's guaranteed, it should be completely, fully guaranteed. Obviously, if there's certain circumstances that happen, the team should be able to void. However, again, you want to make changes to your precedent, it should be a negotiation. It shouldn't be give and take. So he says the Bengals, he went on to say the Bengals essentially told him it's either take this deal or go to hell, is how it was phrased to them. And that's where the issue lies. I'm sure the Bengals have their side of it that is the opposite of that, but it's interesting that you have this. We're almost to July, and you have the first pick for the Bengals in their draft. Their agent is on a national radio show essentially saying, yeah, they're telling us to go to hell. I don't know if this goes, I don't know how this works out, but it's getting,
I feel bad.
It's getting dicey.
I feel bad for Cincinnati Bengal fans because this offseason, it was all about, we're trading T. I don't know if we could pay Jamar. You got the Trey Hendrickson thing, Mike Gesicki, and then they respond by they signed T, they signed Jamar, they signed Mike Gesicki. The Trey Hendrickson thing, I think that people seen them draft Shemar Stewart, so they was like, you know what? We can get over that one. Now, yes, Trey Hendrickson is a great player. We can get over that. You get to this point where it's like, well, they're not going to sign him either. It's like, what's going on? They just can't win. Well, the fan base just can't win. They can't have everything.
There's a couple things here for me. One, Shemar Stewart, we don't have any idea if he's actually going to be any good, not just because he's a draft pick and you never know with draft picks, but like he's one of those guys in the draft that's all based on physical tools are great, productivity in college, suspect.
Yes.
It wasn't like, oh man, this guy did everything in college. Now can he translate to the NFL? He's got all the physical gifts, but can he do it in the NFL? There's always questions with draft picks, but his is one where the narrative has kind of shifted from will he be any good in the NFL to when will the Bengals sign this guy who will then bolster their defense? But that's a big if, right? If he will actually help this defense. The other thought is usually when a team has this level of, oh, we can hold out, we can wait, we're not going to sign that guy, it's usually because, well, look how loaded our defense is, right? We don't need to sign these defensive linemen. Look at all the other guys we have. You have no one. Like your defense is trash. It's been trash, and now you have to try to improve it. And some of the guys that you think would be a big part of helping that improve, in re-signing a veteran player who led the league in sacks and then drafting another guy who hopefully you paired with him, and the two of them could maybe wreak some havoc. Neither of them are signed right now, and we're in June.
Whoa. Trey Hendrickson.
Well, you're right. He's signed. He doesn't know if he's going to play. I know you're of the opinion, and I don't blame you, that he's going to just get out there and eventually he'll come to his senses.
Both of them are. I think at the end of the day, if Cincinnati held out the longest, I think both players would fold.
They may. Did you know that there is an out for Shemar Stewart that doesn't involve going to the draft at all?
What is it?
He can be traded. The NFL rules on a player that isn't signed. If you draft a player but you don't sign him, there is a deadline. It's 30 days before the first NFL game. I don't know if it's your first. I think it's your first game. But it's the first NFL game, 30 days before that. You are able to trade the player, even though you haven't signed him, to another team. Now, I'm quite sure the return wouldn't be the same as if you had the player signed, because then that team has to sign the player. But that deadline,
you got to wait till 30 days?
No. You can trade. They could trade him right now.
Oh,
they can't
until 30 days.
Until I believe it's August 5th would be that deadline.
No, it's August 7th.
August 7th. Okay. All right. Or September 7th, right? It's not
the first game is September 7th.
Okay, so it's all right. Whatever that is, then maybe like that. The way it falls is like that's a Friday or something. I don't know. Anyway, the point being, it's early August where they could theoretically make a move and trade him. And this sounds absurd. I'm with you. I don't think that's going to happen.
You're not about to trade your first round pick and not get a first rounder back. So I don't think that's going to happen. But at the end of the day, they can't afford to go to the season without both of them.
Yeah.
They got to at least make one of them happy. And if you're going to make one of them happy, it would be the one that you would have under contract for 4 years, maybe 5, because you got the 5th-year option.
Yeah, that's I think ultimately they will, both these will work out, like you said. But if you're a Bengals fan right now, how frustrating is it that you're not able to just focus on, can this defense improve? And I know they believe, well, we've signed Al Golden's their defensive coordinator, right?
Mm-hmm.
That came over from
Bodie's boy.
Yeah, Notre Dame. And obviously Al Golden's had a long history of, coaching up defenses, and he may be the key. Maybe you just get this defensive scheme fixed.
He can't even get his starting 11 together. What are you talking about?
That's what I'm like. Of all the off seasons where you don't need this, you have a new defensive coordinator coming in who I presume wants to install some stuff, and it would be helpful if theoretically, two of your biggest studs that could help you out, one of them totally unproven, the other one, though, very proven. If both of them could just be fully focused on that and not calling their agent every other day saying, how's it going? Hearing anything? What's going on?
But I also understand, the thing what I don't get is when I was coming out and I knew that the thing was slotted, I never knew you could negotiate things. I thought it was just kind of take the deal. So I understand why Cincinnati feels that way. But the problem is they changed something. And they shouldn't have. They should have just, unless the NFL, everybody in the NFL was doing this and y'all wasn't, and y'all trying to get to them, or vice versa. To me, that's the question. Why did you change it? What was the need to change whatever that specific language was?
Yeah, it feels like this is just, we decided this offseason is the year we're going to make this change, but I don't know. It's a weird situation. We'll keep our eye on it. But next, we've got a surprise guest. Bodie booked us an in-studio surprise guest. We're going to find out who it is in 2 minutes. Steve-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and welcome to your Wednesday. We are noticing a few more slowdowns out there, especially for folks in the Canal Winchester and Pickerington area. If you're making your way into the downtown scene, 33 westbound got 18 miles per hour in some spots for your drive times there. Westbound, of course, so make sure to take it nice and easy on the roads. A different story, though, for folks over in Dublin and Hilliard. Good morning to you. 270 out Sawmill Road, moving and grooving this morning, so that's looking fantastic. And for folks over in Delaware County, 9 minutes here, 71 southbound if you're making your way there, 3637 to 270. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139.
As a fan, you know all the important sports cliches. And when you save money by bundling your home and auto with Progressive, you can get out there and give it 110%, even though that's mathematically impossible. And remember, failure is not an option. Well, it's always an option, just not a good one. But you're not worried because you've got ice in your veins. You're on fire. How can both of those things be true at the same time? Well, that's between you and your doctor. So get out there and leave it all on the field. Leave what? Who cares? Just leave it and save with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates, other insurers, not available in all states or situations.
Common Man here. Let me tell you something. I'm on these Germain inter-office emails. At Germain Lexus, during the month of June, they've challenged themselves to sell more cars than they ever have in 1 month. What does that mean? Well, I'm stupid, but to me, that means they're willing to deal, baby. And the memorial cars are on the lot. The ones the golfers drive for the tournament are now available to you. I've been a Germain customer for years, even before I started doing the commercials. If you're in the market, please stop in. Germain Lexus, 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton, GermainLexus.com.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
Tyvis Powell is a legendary Buckeye. T-Bone loves to eat Buckeyes. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
You can tweet the program at Bone and Tyvis 971 or just head over to YouTube. Search 971, click on T-Bone and Tyvis, and you'll be in the YouTube chat where you can see our surprise guest who surprised us by coming in right after we just got off the air there on the last segment. So if you were watching on YouTube, you may have already seen our surprise guest. It is 10 TV meteorologist Meredith Garfalo. Meredith, how are you?
Guys, I'm doing good. It's just so hot. I'm over this heat already.
Yeah.
What? No, you can't be, because just about a week or two ago, everybody complained about the rain this, the rain that, and now it's hot and everybody's complaining about that. I'm enjoying it.
Well, you know, it's not that bad, especially if you are ready for summer weather, if you want to be out at the pool. I think the problem is when we get in the afternoon, it feels like it's 100 degrees. If I'm going to be in 100-degree feels like, I need to be on the beach in Florida.
Yeah.
And relaxing.
Yeah. I feel like
don't think we got any beaches in Columbus.
Or if you're in Phoenix and you see a Gila monster run by and you're like, well, that's obviously I'm in a different area. I'm in the desert. Like there's cactus. I don't expect that when I see broadleaf trees and white-tailed deer running around. That just doesn't feel like the same type of place as a place where it should be 100 degrees in June.
Right. We did have bears, though, running around, I saw.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh, the bears are back.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, my gosh. Watch out.
Yeah. They're out. I think it was out east, like in Pataskala or somewhere out there.
Yeah.
Like in the zoo?
No. No, black bears live in Ohio. They've come back.
What's going on?
It's the heat. See, be careful what you wish for, Tyvis.
What's going on? Because I have a dog and I let him out.
Yeah, but I mean,
so you're telling me I gotta go with him to make sure that
they're probably not going to run up on your dog, but yeah, theoretically they could. They're making a comeback. They've been over the last 30 years. They've been trying the park system to try to make sure they keep the spaces safe for these guys. They're back. So I saw Meredith. Not only are you, so let's talk the weather first, but I also saw that you have a background in space.
I do. My nickname's Rocket Girl.
See, I'm learning all kinds of things. So how did you get into talking about space stuff from doing the meteorology? Is that like a natural thing to progress over to?
You know, it's funny. I did a lot of science reporting, and there's the GOES weather satellites that are the ones that send us all the really cool imagery and the data when we show the radar and stuff like that. So I did a story with the meteorologists that helped, take the data and incorporate it when I was in California in 2016. And I realized there were not a lot of scientists talking about things in space that were helping us with forecasting weather, for example. So then I went out to Vandenberg Space Force Base in Lompoc, which is near Santa Barbara. And I did a whole story on how the meteorologists were the ones who gave the go or scrubbed a launch. So I realized that there's a lot of things that are happening in space, whether it's science or even medical, that I could help as a science storyteller and a writer be able to bring this to the public eye and get excited. And then I covered my first launch in 2017. Yes. And my agent at the time, Gary Dinnerman, he might be actually listening because he loves sports. He's like, yeah, you're the Rocket Girl. And since then, I've owned it and ran with it.
That is nice.
So did the weather have anything to do with Elon Musk trying to shoot one of those rockets up last week and it just exploded on the launch pad? I'm going to guess that didn't have anything to do with that.
Yeah, I won't comment on that, but I can tell you there are certain criteria of if a launch can happen or not. You can have a thunderstorm that's miles away, And just because it's called I'm going to get nerdy, the cumulus cloud rule.
Okay.
If the overshooting top or the top of the cloud is extending too far toward the launch, that can generate lightning as a rocket is going up. And if it creates one spark, it could actually blow up a rocket. So a lot more of that happened back in the day before we have all of the knowledge that we do now. But there's just so much criteria that when we just talk about launches in general, that weather plays a role. And so that's why I kind of jumped on that train and I thought I can help, like I communicate science, communicate space stuff too, because everybody wants to know what's happening in space.
Yeah.
That's all.
I'm always fascinated by that.
Are you trying to go to Mars?
No.
Do you want to go to Mars?
I don't know about Mars, but I'll take a ride to space like Gail King.
Oh, yeah?
Send me up. Wow. I would love to be the first female meteorologist in space.
Do you count them as astronauts?
You know, that's a really good question. I get that all the time. And I do have to be honest. Maybe they need a different term that differentiates between the actual astronauts that go through the years of training, because going to the edge of space versus actually being on the International Space Station, I mean, they are two completely different things.
To me, that's the same as saying, well, I took a flight from here to Denver, so I'm a pilot. And it's like, no, I was on the plane, but I didn't have, like, the astronaut is like a different thing where it's like, you actually are there's a lot more going on if you're trained as like a NASA astronaut, in my mind.
And you're earning it, just like a meteorologist, like somebody that is on the news that says weather forecaster doesn't have a degree. I went to school. I have a Bachelor of Science that makes me a meteorologist. Just because you give the weather from a sporting event doesn't make you a meteorologist.
Right.
And I do see that a lot. And it's like, I'm going to put my foot down there. There's a difference.
Yeah, I can understand that totally. So as a meteorologist, tell us what happened. What's happening now? When do we think this breaks, and do we have storms coming now? Because I know if it's hot long enough, it seems like that's followed by some severe weather.
Yes, and that is going to be a concern now starting today. And I know for a couple of days now it's been the heat. We had a couple isolated storms, I think, in Muskingum County and Coshocton. We did have an isolated severe thunderstorm warning. But now the heat's been building. And just like think about anything. You put a bunch of hot air in a balloon. Eventually, if it keeps building, it's going to pop. Same thing with now is we have these afternoon thunderstorms that are going to start popping pretty much every day between now and Monday. The problem is, as I've seen on the radar, is if they are too slow, we could also get some localized flooding. And if they get too strong, we could see potential for damaging wind gusts or some small hail. Now, not everybody's going to get a storm, but there is that potential now daily through the end of the weekend.
Okay. So that won't affect people's 4th of Julys, though.
It's actually looking to get closer to normal by the 4th, which is good.
Okay.
You know, it's pretty far out. I know there's long range forecasts, but me comfortably, I feel like 2 to 3 days is my maximum because so much can change with the weather. And I know apps say they know what's going to happen, but we really don't, because you could have a last minute shift and we get no storms, or all of a sudden stuff starts firing up and we've got like 10 storms across central Ohio.
Do you feel like you catch a couple strays every now and then from people who are like, the weather was wrong? And it's like, no, your phone app was wrong. The meteorologists were actually very dialed in on this, and we had it 95% right. We were pretty close.
Look, science is still science. It's not perfect. And I'll say that. It's a challenge every single day, but we come out and we do the absolute best we can with the information that we've got. And yes, sometimes even the smallest shift in the weather can change the entire forecast. And these isolated cells, especially like we saw yesterday, as I mentioned, out east, you know, sometimes the ingredients in one area can be a little bit different. Topography can influence weather. And so when we're saying there's scattered thunderstorms, we're not saying widespread rain like sometimes when it's for hours. When we're saying isolated or scattered, not everybody in the viewing area is going to get a storm.
Yeah.
You know what? You said not perfect. You said that things are not perfect. You made me think of the Cleveland Browns, and I know that you are a huge Cleveland Browns fan. So when you look at the season, one, do you have an opinion who you want to start at quarterback? Because that's like the hot topic.
I'm wacko for Flacco. That one season, I watched every single game, and I had hope as a Browns fan. I know there's some people listening that feel the same way.
That's good. See, I'm glad that we're on the record there. You don't want tiny hands Kenny Pickett.
No.
I'm with you on that.
Well,
we can't root for.
I mean, people keep saying it.
They can say what they want.
They keep saying
it's
so
bad
true.
enough rooting for a former Raven. I refuse to root for a former Steeler. I just don't feel great about that.
I mean, I was a kid, and I still remember when Art Modell took our team to Baltimore.
Yeah.
And I've been a Browns fan probably since I was in diapers. So just saying.
Yeah. See, it's unfortunate that for most of my life, the Browns have been that second version.
Right.
The one that got everybody hooked on the Browns, or like, oh, we're right there, cardiac kids, all that stuff. I wasn't really paying attention. I wasn't old enough to have really enjoyed that. So, yeah, I would like us to get back to some actual good times with
when
the
they
Browns.
build the dome.
Oh, no. Brook Park, come on.
You're not a pro dome?
No.
I love going downtown. You're on the lake.
She likes the weather.
Yeah.
The weather is not a factor in a dome.
Listen,
Obviously.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Okay.
I love a dome. I love the fact that
he's wrong.
The weather. No, it's
He's
not.
totally wrong.
No,
Your
not.
opinion is wrong.
See, this is the thing, Meredith. I don't want, when I beat somebody, I don't want you to say, oh, it's because it was snowing or
True.
it was rain. I want you to like, he was just better than me. And if you're in a dome, it takes away those things. So that's why I'm pro dome.
Okay, but let's go back. What was it, a couple years ago with the lake effect snow event when we were playing the Steelers, I believe?
That was last year.
I mean, how wild was
it
that?
was
We got
so
national
fun.
attention because of the weather in Cleveland.
Yeah.
So I guess the dome could bring maybe a Super Bowl to Cleveland.
Yeah,
I would rather.
It probably will.
I'd rather the Super Bowl never be played in Cleveland, but a trophy of the Super Bowl exists in Cleveland. I would like that. I could care less how many Super Bowls. Why?
You wouldn't travel 2 hours to go to the Super Bowl?
I know. Come on, we could have a carpool.
You 1,000% will go.
To watch two other teams playing it. I want to see my team playing it, and if the home field advantage,
hometown pride. Come on, you're with me, Tyvis.
Yes.
Hometown pride.
He's down in the dumps because they're not. They don't look like they're going to be a good team. But by 2029,
there's always next year or 3 more years from now. Yes, that's right. Meredith Garfalo, thank you for joining us. I know you got to get back to 10 TV, but you can follow her on Twitter and Instagram. Garfalo WX is her Twitter handle. So give her a follow, say hi to her, and then watch her on 10 TV. Thanks for coming in.
I love you guys, so make sure to keep listening. But know we can talk sports anytime. Sports and weather.
Well, we'll have you back on here soon. Whenever we can maybe get a couple cool days in here, we'll figure out. Then we'll complain about how it's too cold and when is it going to get hot again, and we'll throw that back and make.
We can blame Jerry.
Yeah.
No, just kidding, Jerry. Just kidding, Jerry. You're awesome.
That's Jerry Marks, chief meteorologist. That's right. Let's blame him.
Sorry, Jerry.
Thank you, Meredith, for coming in. College basketball legend acknowledges what we all know: the NBA is better than college basketball. I'll tell you who said that next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Not noticing any major crashes out there, but we are noticing some major slowdowns, especially for folks over in the Canal Winchester, Pickerington area. If you're heading up on the westbound side, 33, some spots are reporting 24 miles per hour, so definitely taking it very slow out there. Also noticing some congested areas a little bit closer to the downtown scene, 71 at Green Lawn Avenue. Definitely noticing some backups, bumper to bumper out there. Again, no crashes in this area, just more people heading out the door into the downtown area. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Going up. Prices keep going up these days. It feels like being on an elevator that only goes up. Going up. But not at Metro. We're pushing the down button. Going down. We've lowered prices. Get one line of 5G data for $40. Period. That's 20% lower. And you get a free Samsung 5G phone when you bring your number. Only at Metro.
5-year guarantee on eligible plans. Exclusions apply. See website for details. Not available at Metro with T-Mobile in the past 6 months. Tax applies.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Everybody today in America is trying to get healthy. I'm doing it. You're doing it. There's people out there everywhere. And most people, they don't feel good. And so when you don't feel good, what do? You go to the doctor. There's pills, there's steroids, there's surgery. You don't want to deal with any of that. You don't want to be put on the shelf. You don't want to put things in your body that you do not enjoy. So here's what you need to do. Go see my friends at QC Kinetics, just like I did. My body was beaten up, so was my dad's. We went to QC Kinetics. They're not into the quick fixes. They're going to go there and they're going to diagnose you and find regenerative treatments with your own body's healing power to help heal that damaged tissue. And so you're going to feel better. You're going to be able to do the things you'll love again, and that's perfect because it's summertime. So listen, they're going to go right to the source of it at the cellular level. So give them a call at 380-208-4544 or go check them out at qckinetics.com/Columbus. They have offices all over Ohio. So go check them out today.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. That does give us certain advantages, for example, in experience and resources. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. If you're a guy facing divorce, remember, Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on.
10 West Broad, Columbus. CordellCordell.com.
Get blockbuster savings at Coughlin Ford. 5-time winner of the Ford President's Award. Get employee pricing on new F-150s. $10,000 off MSRP on new 25s or $13,000 off new 24 models. Shop the fastest growing Ford dealership in Central Ohio. From America, for America. Visit CoughlinFord.com.
Based on YTD sales and ground stock. All factory rebates to dealer. All prior sales excluded. In-stock units only. Must finance through Ford Motor Credit. Not all will qualify. No security deposit required. Residency restrictions may apply. See dealer for details. N7725.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you're planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
We at The Fan have created a show where you can be a homer, a hater, or whatever you want to be. Your family may not listen to you, but we will. Sundays at 11, it's The Fan Call-In Show presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus. You're welcome.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Your home for football, food, and fun. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
T-Bone and Tyvis, right here on The Fan. Coming up, we will talk a little bit about autographs. Should you go up to players? Should you bug them for autographs? And how does that situation work? One WNBA player had something to say about that. But Jay Billis, he is a college basketball guy. Obviously has been in college basketball as a player, then as an analyst for many, many years. He was talking about the NBA, though, and he had something to say that I personally agree with. I'm surprised to hear him say it, though. He said if you prefer college basketball over the NBA, it's not for the basketball. He said the product of basketball in the NBA is just purely better than what you get in college. But college basketball has great atmospheres, has great, obviously, you love it because it's your team or you have a historic rivalry that you enjoy. But if you're just sitting down to watch the best basketball possible, you are watching the NBA because the NBA is better basketball. And I just, as someone who is a haver of correct opinions, I just love hearing someone else say a correct opinion because Jay Billis is spot on with that. And I've been yelled at for saying that for years.
I'm just going to tell you, never let Jacob Reimer or Timothy Hall hear you say that because they, even Ryan Baker, who I think we talking to today across talk, he even likes college basketball over the NBA.
And Jay Billis, by the way, I think also likes college basketball over the NBA. What he was saying was you can like college basketball. That's what pays most of his salary. They were talking to him because he did I think about 20 NBA games this year, and he did some playoff games. And I think he even did a Knicks playoff game. And he was saying the atmosphere at MSG, he's been there for big time college basketball events, be those neutral site games, or when they've had those, Big East tournaments, been there, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And he said nothing has ever compared to the atmosphere he saw when the Knicks are good at Madison Square Garden. He said that's just, you can't replicate that. It's something special. And that is probably true.
Yeah.
But he was pointing out that the actual atmosphere in college basketball is fantastic.
It is.
But I don't know.
No, the fans is more, I don't know. I just feel like the fans are more into college basketball, like more into it. When you talk about the atmosphere, they're more into it.
On the average game, I think that's 100% correct.
I guess when you see an 82 of them, I mean, that's kind of, unless it's like a good opponent, like maybe that plays a part into the NBA. But the thing about it, when he talks about just like the skill point, well, it's the NBA. Like you're the elite of the elite. Like that's the highest form of course, the product should be better as far as skill goes.
I feel like that gets lost in the discussion, though, because so many people go, I don't like the way the game is played. I don't like that they all shoot threes. And it's like, right, fine. We can have that debate all you want, but the talent level in the NBA it should be far superior, and it is.
You know how many college players are playing and never going to play in the NBA?
Yeah, like great college players.
Yeah, great ones.
Fantastic ones that you'll remember for 30 years.
They get to the NBA and do nothing.
Absolutely
so,
right.
It's a tough thing.
I am more on the side of the people who say I like college basketball more than the NBA. I am there when it comes to football. I know the NFL is a better product. I know the NFL skill level is vastly superior.
But you like college football better.
I grew up here. I grew up watching Ohio State Ohio State was my professional sports team growing up as a kid because we didn't have the Blue Jackets. We didn't have the Crew for all that time. Now that those are here, now I have pro sports teams to root for. And obviously I root for the Browns. But my number one passion as a football fan was obviously always Ohio State. So for me, that's why that team gets treated like a pro team. That's why you guys, when you played there, were under such scrutiny, is because there are so many people that say, Browns or Bengals are fine. They're going to disappoint me tomorrow. Today,
that's a fact.
Today, I'm going to root for my Buckeyes.
That's a fact.
And I just, because of that, I know college football is inferior as a football product. I know, but I like college football for the insanity. I like the fact that you have some coaches who sound like they couldn't do anything other than be a college football coach. Like some of these Hilljacks that run these schools, and you're like, this man is paid $8 million. He's paid more than their governor, and he's like, oh hell yeah, well we're gonna go down there, shimmer, and like that's Steve Spurrier. That guy ran college football for a while, and he sounds like he couldn't do any other functional job in anywhere else in the world. But that's what I like about college football. It's quirky and weird and goofy, and my favorite team plays in it, so that's why I like it more than the NFL.
I don't know if I can necessarily. I like them both equally.
They're different, though. They're very different, right?
They're very different, but I mean, one is the elite of the elite. Like everybody is good. To where college, there's some people that aren't. And the one thing I enjoy about college football is I actually like to see a player and be able to predict whether or not this would fly in the NFL. Like that's kind of how I look at it. Like quarterbacks would be like, yeah, he can make that throw here, but that in the NFL, there's no way. Or a DB I really do it with DBs. Like in the league, you can forget that. That's not going to work. I'm just telling you that. Like I was always talking about Travis Hunter this past year as a DB. He would do this thing where he played like a Marcus Peters. You know who Marcus Peters is?
Yeah.
The corner that played for like the Rams and all that. All right, so Marcus Peters was the guy that if you watched him on tape, you can't do what he does because he's 100% wrong, but he would make up for it because he'd make a play. So nobody would say anything. Well, Travis Hunter has some of that in him where he was completely out of line for doing what he did, but he would make the play. And I looked at him and I said, you ain't doing that. I'm just telling you, it's not going to fly. So I say all that to say I'm interested to see when he gets out there, will that translate? And that's what I enjoy doing when I'm watching college football, when I'm watching people at Ohio State, like Jeremiah Smith. I'll be like, oh, yeah, he'd still make that play on Sunday.
Yeah.
Like that type of thing.
Well, and that's why I think going back to this discussion about which one's better or whatever, like that's why Travis Hunter and guys like him are so intriguing, not just because in his case he plays both sides of the football, but because you saw how great he was in college. There's always that fun part of now, can you translate that to the pros? And we're going to find out. But the draft portion of both pro basketball, pro football, finding out if these college guys that you watched be absolute studs. Tonight, Cooper Flagg's going to go number 1. And all the discussion is going to be for the next.
What if he does it?
There's no chance that's happening. There's zero chance that's happening.
What if they shock the world and take Ace Bailey?
There's no chance that's happening. But I'm just saying, like, that if like watching, it's finding out if he can do it or not at the NBA level. right? I mean, Chet Holmgren, who we just played earlier in the show because he had some, a little moment during their parade and celebration yesterday. That was a dude who could get the job done in college. And then the question was, all right, yeah, that's fine, but can he do it at the pro level? And he's starting to. It's taken him some time.
Yeah. Well, he had an injury that set him back. I want to say it was earlier this season, and I feel like maybe even last season. But when healthy, he's made terrific strides of becoming a better player. I would definitely say he's the second or third option for OKC. Whether you want to say J-Dub is second, I'm cool with that too.
Yeah, I know that going back to that Cooper Flag discussion, I'm just hoping when they draft him, they play his theme music,
which is.
CWB, anyone can see he's a cold white boy to me.
This NFL collusion story continues to be, I think, a bigger story. It should be a bigger story than it is. We'll talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there. Well, as more people head out the door this morning, we are noticing slower drive times for you. For folks over on the west side, if you're taking 70 eastbound into the city, got you at 57 miles per hour. Of course, ongoing construction in that direction here. 71 northbound in that direction towards the downtown scene, 48 miles, definitely a lot slower there. And even closer to the downtown scene, 33 westbound, 39 miles per hour, a lot slower there. Again, more people just head into the city. No major crashes to report at this time. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Fan traffic is sponsored by RCD RV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware, and Pataskala, or at rcdrv.com.
Men, the summer is here. Longer days, warmer nights, and romance in the air. Intimate dinners, walks on the beach, dancing in the moonlight. But if you have erectile dysfunction, you know it can ruin romance, both for you and the one you love. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And if you have ED, don't let another summer go by without getting treated. Because intimacy is one of the greatest things in life. And fear of not being able to perform should not be something you have to deal with. At Tri-State Men's Health, we're ED experts. We've successfully treated tens of thousands of men. Our protocols work when others don't, and we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. You could even last up to an hour or more and perform like you haven't in years. And for a limited time, we're offering new patients a free first visit to help you get back to feeling like the man you're meant to be. This includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 2 convenient Columbus area locations in Hilliard and Westerville.
Bobby Carpenter here for Germain Toyota. Swing by Germain Toyota and ask for Marcello and discover unbeatable deals and a wide selection of new and certified pre-owned Toyota vehicles. Visit them at germaintoyota.net. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
Open a money market account at Kemba Financial Credit Union and enjoy a 4.00% APY intro rate until April 2026, 6 times the national average. Maintain easy access to your funds and secure financial stability. Don't miss out. Offer expires July 31st, 2025. Visit Kemba.org. Restrictions apply. Advantage status and $5,000 minimum and $1 million maximum deposit required. APY equals annual percentage yield. Comparison based on FDIC average. Federally insured by NCUA.
Let's be honest, we could all use a little vacation from the ordinary. But with Tim Hortons' new refreshers, you don't need to pack your bags. Just sip, relax, and enjoy your refreshing 16-ounce vacation. With tropical mango packed with real pineapple and mango pieces. And strawberry watermelon kiwi featuring real pieces of strawberry and kiwi. Also, try it with lemonade or coconut milk. A choose-your-own taste bud adventure. Head to Tim's for the new refreshers. Your 16-ounce vacation awaits. Only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants.
It's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place. Leslie, what's that hot lamp against your window for?
Pella windows are tested up to 160 degrees, Wilson, to ensure efficiency and the lowest energy bills possible, even in the craziest of temperatures. Put your hand on there.
All right. God, that's hot.
On the window, Wilson.
Oh, hey, that is quite nice and cool. So I'm going to go grab some ice now.
Get the window that Columbus homeowners rated #1 for innovation at PellaColumbus.com.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use, now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
The Columbus Zoo invites you to follow the footsteps and the tails of animals from around the world. Explore our newest region, North America Trek. So what are you waiting for? Get your tail to our trails only at your Columbus Zoo.
Matty Ice here. When I needed a new Chevy, I headed to McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion. Right now, get up to $12,000 off MSRP on a 25 Silverado LD. They've got no market adjustments, no hidden costs, and sales managers are on the floor ready to help. That's been the McDaniel difference since 1916. They're just a short drive north off Route 23 in Marion, or you can visit McDanielGMSuperstore.com. McDaniel GM Superstore, where great deals meet a century of trust. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Picture this. You're staying at a hotel about to take an important video call, but the Wi-Fi is slower than 1997 dial-up. You struggle with your phone's hotspot as clients complain about your connection. These stressful situations don't have to happen. When you book a room at La Quinta by Wyndham, you get free high-speed Wi-Fi to handle critical emails, join meetings on time, and even unwind with your favorite shows. No more worrying about spotty connections. Enjoy stress-free stays with reliable Wi-Fi. Tonight, La Quinta, tomorrow you shine. Book direct at lq.com. Evan Cohen here. Typically, you don't associate speed with quality. For example, you don't go through a fast food drive-thru and expect a gourmet meal to go. Well, here's an exception. If you're hiring, you can find candidates fast who are also extremely qualified for your job. Just use ZipRecruiter. With ZipRecruiter's advanced resume database, you can proactively find qualified candidates in minutes. No wonder why ZipRecruiter is the #1 rated hiring site based on G2. Try it free at ZipRecruiter.com/USL. That's ZipRecruiter.com/USL.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Buddy Wells. We'll start with baseball. In Cleveland, George Springer broke the game open with an 8th inning grand slam, and the Blue Jays beat the Guardians 10-6 last night. Those two teams will go again this evening at 6:40. At Great American Ballpark, Christian Encarnacion Strand even the game at 3-all with his bases-clearing double in the 7th, and then Gavin Lux hit a walk-off single in the bottom of the 11th as the Reds beat the Yankees in walk-off fashion 5-4. The Redlegs aim for the 3-game sweep over New York and their 4th win in a row tonight at 7:10. Soccer tonight, the Columbus Crew are at home as they host Atlanta. Kickoff at Lower.com Field is set for 7:30. And the first round of the NBA draft takes place in Brooklyn tonight, starting at 8 o'clock. This update is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Do not put off losing weight this summer. You can reach your goal during the easiest season for weight loss with Awaken 180, the official weight loss program of summer. Breaking sports news when it happens right here on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The only contraband hiding in Tyvis's butt cheeks is a Kit Kat bar. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
All right, let's focus in. There's something coming up July 11th through the 13th at the Ohio Expo Center that you just might want to check out. The Good Guys 27th Summit Racing Nationals. If you love cars, if you love classic cars, hot rods, all that stuff, it's out there. They do this every summer. It's one of the biggest events in the country. Over 6,000 cars will be there. See which rides take home the crown at all the different awards that they have for all these different great cars. But you know what we've got for you right now? We have got a family 4-pack of tickets to the first caller, 614-821-9710. I don't know why I blinked on the number for a second. It's been so long since I've given it out.
Yeah, I guess you got a point there.
614-821-9710. The first person who could tell us who was our surprise guest we had on today, just in the last hour. The winner of that, the person who gets that right first, they'll get a 4-pack of tickets to the Good Guys 27th Summit Racing Nationals. Again, July 11th through 13th at the Ohio Expo Center. For more info, visit good-guys.com. You ever go to one of those, Tyvis? Like a car show?
I did back when, they used to have it at the, in Cleveland, the IX Center.
Oh, yeah.
They used to, obviously, when it wasn't the IX Center, they had Cleveland Expo, and they have a bunch of car shows and things like that.
Yeah.
So you go check those out, yeah.
I love them. I mean, I don't have a classic car, but I do.
But I definitely
do love
can appreciate a nice old school. You know, that for some odd reason that's been popping up on my that's been my algorithm on like Twitter
on Instagram.
Twitter and IG. Like it keeps showing me these old schools. I'm like, man, that's a nice car. That's one of them ones that if I seen somebody driving that, I would stop traffic, get out my car, and salute them as they go by.
That's nice. Well, that's my favorite part of that whole weekend too. Is to still be driving around 270, and then like 15 of them will drive right by because they're all like part of a car club or something, and they're all driving to it, and you're like, oh, look at that. It's all, I don't know. It's like a certain make. It might be all old Camaros or something just riding right by.
You can always appreciate a nice little old school car that somebody kept in clean and kept in shape and still got that nice engine in it. It's like, ooh-wee.
I love that. Well, that's all coming up, like I said, July 11th through the 13th. So make sure you check it out. Good luck to whoever won those tickets. We'll probably give more of those away. Just FYI. Stay tuned. All this week and next week, I think we've got tickets to give away.
Oh, yeah. By the way, before you say this, Bodie Wells, not my guy.
What happened?
It's his Sports Center updates. Like, it's the way he said the Guardians lost. Like, he didn't need to say that. He could have just said that the Guardians lost 10-6. It's this George Springer bust the game wide open. Like, I don't need to hear that. I just need to know that they lost 10-6.
You know why the Guardians are struggling right now?
Why?
I believe I heard the president talking about it yesterday.
They don't know what the they're doing. Do you understand that?
That's right. That's what I've heard. Got a lot to sort out there in Cleveland. They got to figure it out.
That's fair.
They got something to deal with there. So this NFL collusion story, if you've missed this conversation earlier today, I think it's such a big deal. We have to bring it up again because you are talking about the NFL essentially in a court hearing with an arbiter coming forward and saying, yeah, Roger Goodell and the people who run the NFL, the management committee, they recommended to the players after the Deshaun Watson deal where he got $230 million guaranteed. They had an owners meeting in 2022 where they said, hey, no more of that. Don't give out guaranteed contracts. That's stupid. Now, the other owners, they took that advice. Most of them listened to it. A few, like Jerry Jones, did not. Signed Dak Prescott to a $231 million guaranteed contract. But
you know why he did that?
Well, I'm sure he probably knew it's good that someone is on paper making it not look like there's collusion. Right.
Somebody had to bite the bullet, so he said, let me be the one. I got the money. I'll give Dak $231 million.
But I got to give credit to Pablo Torre, and even though he's not my guy, Mike Florio, who annoys the hell out of me. But the two of those guys were digging for this story because this ruling came out in January, and nobody reported on it. When's the last time you've seen a story happen in the NFL where it's like, oh, yeah, this happened and that happened? Like the most inane details of anything are put out there. Like, oh.
Well, it's a big deal, and they just kind of swept it under the rug. The fact that nobody had anything on it, like the fact that it went to court and nobody went, like there was actually a ruling and nobody knew about it, like it shows you how much money the NFL got. They could just pay to keep things under the rug. So I'm glad, Mike Florio and them in company decided to press on this and get it out there because it just shows you like, yeah, everything that you suspect that these owners be doing, yes, they definitely be doing. So I'm glad that it was a nice confirmation of what goes on.
Yeah, we all kind of thought like the ultimate finding of this was that I know the ultimate finding was that there's no collusion technically because none of the owners, there's no text messages saying, hey, you do this and I'll do this and we'll both do it together. But they do have definite documentation showing Roger Goodell and the other owners said this would be a good idea to do it, just no one ended up doing it. And that still shows the intent is there to screw over the players. That's what they're trying to do.
This reminds me of so I stopped in 2020. It was supposed to be after 2019, it was supposed to be a lockout.
Yeah.
Because, they had to renegotiate the new CBA. So from 2017 to 2019, all the older veterans will be like, save your money because it's going to be a lockout. We have to get some things changed. And they were talking about, the things that they were negotiating. We had guys come in and talk about this is what they want to negotiate and blah, blah, blah. And I can't remember what the guy that's in charge of the NFLPA, I can't think of his name right now, but he always said, he was like the lawyer for the NFLPA.
Yeah.
He was like, if y'all He said, if y'all want fully guaranteed contracts, because that was the big thing that a lot of NFL players wanted was fully guaranteed contracts. He was like, if y'all want fully guaranteed contracts, then I'm going to tell you the first thing them owners is going to do is they're going to attack y'all pensions. They're going to like say, we don't want to pay pensions and things like that. And obviously for the retired people, there's no way you could allow that to happen. Of course. So it was funny to see this back and forth. I say all that to say, I know owners don't want to do fully guaranteed contracts. Well, I know from personal experience that they do not want to do a fully guaranteed contract.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. And wasn't it, who is the NFLPA head? Is that Lloyd Howell? Lloyd Howell Jr., does that sound right? That's they say he's the executive director of the NFLPA. I don't know if that's recent.
I got to look at it.
Anyway, I don't know if he was the lawyer that you're talking about.
No, that's not him.
Okay, someone else.
This is black dude. Demarius Smith. Is that how I say it?
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, I didn't know what you were talking about. I thought you were talking about like the guy who was the lawyer at the time. All right. Well, J.C. Treader is also the NFLPA like player rep, and he was during the time of some of these discussions.
He's a Cleveland Browns guy.
Yeah. Well, did you see that that's part of the reason why they think some of this was kept under wraps was because they have text messages from him.
J.C. Treader.
Yes. Talking about Russell Wilson specifically.
Oh, you called him a wuss.
Among other things, yes. And they didn't want that to get out. They said that would be unflattering to him and not fair to him. So that's apparently, because you would think, why wouldn't the NFLPA say, look, they kind of admitted that this thing we've said they do, they do. And we should be publicizing that. They didn't because of some of these text messages from J.C. Treader. That's some of the other part of this story that we haven't talked about yet today. But I feel, again, we made this kind of point earlier in the show. If I and Tyvis tell Bodie Wells, go rob a bank, and here's a gun, and go do it, and then Bodie ultimately is like, thanks, but no thanks, I'm not going to do it, that still shows that me and Tyvis wanted him to rob a bank. It didn't happen. That's essentially what was found in this case, was that the NFL said, we want you to do the crime. We want you to do collusion. We want you to do all these bad things to the players. Some of the owners said, okay, I won't, or I won't do it fully. But Lamar Jackson, does he feel like he got colluded against? Probably so.
Absolutely he does.
I mean, does Kyler Murray feel like he got colluded against? Probably so.
It ain't no problem. They did.
And if they're doing that with these star quarterbacks, the guys that they have all bent over backwards to pay the most money possible.
Then you can, if you any other position, you can just cancel Christmas because it ain't happening.
I'm just saying, I think this is one of the biggest stories the NFL's ever had, and it kind of got swept under the rug for the last 6 months. So I'm glad it's finally seeing the light of day.
So Mike Florio, you're a guy now.
No. No, I mean, you can do something well and still be annoying. He is generally annoying. And also he's a hypocrite because he will complain all the time that people don't cite him, but then his whole website is based on him reposting other people's stories. So yeah, every once in a while he does some real journalism, and that's good when he does it, but he does it far too little for me to give him full credit for. That's just my opinion. One WNBA player sounded off on autograph seekers. Now people are ripping the player. And I think we need to discuss who's right in this situation. So we'll talk about that next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Well, we have some major congestion going on just south of our downtown. That's because of some disabled vehicles. 270 westbound just beyond 23. 2 left lanes are blocked out there, definitely causing a lot of backups. But not too far away, 270 eastbound, right at 71. A left lane is blocked in that direction. So again, both sides, 270 eastbound and westbound, looking very messy out there, very slow. Police are on scene monitoring the situation. Just make sure to take it nice and easy on the roads this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brayna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Now is the time to get your body right. Stop going through life dealing with pain. Remember the good days where you were able to play sports with your friends? Now you're losing to your kids in activity. It's time to take the crown back. Hey, it's Tyvis Powell for QC Kinetics. They are different. These are not quick fixes. This is a revolutionary treatment that works to give your body long-term relief. You'll meet face-to-face with Dr. Aaron Wilkoff and the QC Kinetics medical team. They'll teach you how their regenerative treatment takes your body's own healing power and helps heal and restore your damaged tissue. tissue. These are well-respected protocols that include potent and powerful cellular level treatments. QC Kinetics has helped myself and tens of thousands of people right here in the Columbus area. They'll get to the root of your pain and fix it. You will be showing your kids who's boss, just like old times. Find out if you're a good candidate. The consultation is free. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
Get summer blockbuster savings at Coughlin Kia, Central Ohio's largest volume Kia dealer. Right now, take up to $6,000 off MSRP on any new Kia in stock. Plus, get free maintenance for a full year when you buy. Get any new Kia with up to $6,000 off MSRP. Visit CoughlinKia.com.
Largest Kia dealer based on current ground stock at all 4 Coughlin Kia locations. 2025 Kia Sorento XY. MSRP $47,990. $3,000 Coughlin discount. $3,000 factory rebate. Residency restrictions may apply. See dealer for details. N7725.
Our double hung is as good as it gets. There's something really simple. It's called an interlock. We interlock our windows. The interlock is the absolute best way to alleviate air infiltration. With the interlock, it's harder to break into. When you interlock the sashes, it makes a better window. It's just a darn good window, and we're very proud of it.
Call Rizzotti today at 777-4806.
Master Grillers Unite. The grilling season never ends at Billiards Plus. Come see their best-in-class grills for yourself and check out Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family-owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Let's be honest, we could all use a little vacation from the ordinary. But with Tim Hortons' new refreshers, you don't need to pack your bags. Just sip, relax, and enjoy your refreshing 16-ounce vacation. With tropical mango packed with real pineapple and mango pieces. And strawberry watermelon kiwi featuring real pieces of strawberry and kiwi. Also, try it with lemonade or coconut milk. A choose-your-own taste bud adventure. Head to Tim's for the new refreshers. Your 16-ounce vacation awaits. Only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants.
Used car prices are sky high. Families paying top dollar today. Don't waste time selling it yourself. Any car, any truck, any year, we want it now. No games, no waiting, just cash. Get to Valley before the market drops.
ValleySuperstore.com. After an audit of our programming, the suits here at the Fan decided we needed more baseball. And that common man is stupid. Good news, we fixed one of those problems. Catch the Reds on the Fan all season long. Yay, baseball!
The outdoor drama Tecumseh is back this summer. The drama, the history, and the spectacle make Tecumseh one of Ohio's most beloved traditions. Tecumseh has provided thrilling live entertainment for 50 years, and the outdoor theater at Sugarloaf Mountain will provide a safe and memorable experience for your entire family. Get tickets now at tecumsehdrama.com. This message is made possible in part by the Ohio Arts Council. Tecumseh, experience the drama.
2 hours ago, Kyle arrived at the bar.
Hey, what's everyone drinking?
30 minutes ago, Kyle got his friends another round of drinks.
Cheers!
5 minutes ago, Kyle decided to drive home drunk. A minute ago, a law enforcement officer pulled up behind Kyle.
Sir, have you been drinking tonight?
A chain of events that began 2 hours ago is about to change Kyle's whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A dry start for us and certainly warm and muggy. Wake-up temperatures will be in the mid to upper 70s and then another scorcher of a day with afternoon highs in the mid to low 90s, but the feels like inching up again into the triple digits. Mostly sunny to partly sunny skies with chances of showers and thunderstorms developing the second half of the day, some which could be on the stronger side. And then tonight, partly cloudy overnight with our lows in the mid 70s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
Every time Tyvis laughs, take a drink. Just kidding. You'd be dead in 30 seconds. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Reds had a big victory against the Yankees last night in 11. They get it done 5-4. That was the debut, by the way, of the stud, Chase Burns, their 2024 draft pick. Made his debut, 5 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 8 strikeouts, 0 walks. And I think he threw 80 pitches. Yeah, 81.
I'm jealous.
You should
I'm
be.
just jealous. I'm jealous of the Reds right now as a Guardians fan. Because everything just seems to be looking up for them.
Well, whoever your baseball team is, you can place a wager because it's allowed. For a fan, you can place a wager on any baseball game you want to or any game you want to when you go to Prime Sportsbook Ohio. Our guys there have a welcome deposit match offer that is massive. Up to $400 matched in bonus bets for your initial deposit. That's right. You put in up to $400. They'll match that amount, whatever it is, and bonus bets. And those last for a year. So you can use them during baseball season, during football season, when hockey season comes back around. Maybe you want to place a wager on who's going to go first in the draft. Whatever you want to place a wager on, it's all there for you. Just go now to primesportsbook.com to get started, or go download the Prime Sports Ohio app from your app store. Additional terms and conditions apply. Must be 21 and older and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Play responsibly. So, Tyvis, this Kelsey Plum story. Kelsey Plum plays for the LA Sparks.
Mm-hmm.
Great player.
Yep.
One of the best college basketball players ever in women's college basketball history.
Yeah.
Great WNBA player.
What did she finish? Second in scoring? Third?
Well, she was
first.
I think she was up there for like the modern era. And then I know Caitlin Clark passed a bunch of her records.
Did Caitlin Clark beat her record, or was it Kelsey Mitchell's record?
I thought it was Kelsey Plum. I mean, probably both. I mean, they both had big numbers, but I feel like Kelsey Plum was the one who had the record. Yeah, I think so. So there was this situation that came out a few days ago where she was arriving to the team hotel with the Sparks, and a fan was outside with a bunch of her cards, right there for her to sign.
Mm-hmm.
And she looked at him and said, I got to be honest, this is a little weird. And he's like, well, what's wrong? And she's like, I believe her phrase, she said, don't you find it kind of weird, like low key? I'm a little turned off right now. And then she said that, the guy was like, well, can't you sign it? She said, fine, I'll sign one of your cards.
Yes.
Then her teammate, De'Erica Hamby, tweeted, we literally left for practice and changed hotels. So to be there the moment we got there after switching hotels without being like, hey, we're switching hotels, that was weird. So, of course, the players are a little, find it like odd that the fans already knew where they were going to be before they had even really switched to this different hotel. They were already people waiting for them.
I mean, that is very stalkerish. I understand why that comes off that way. Although it does happen in professional sports all the time. Like,
oh, I'm sure you guys saw it when you were in the NFL. And even with Ohio State, it's just you roll up anywhere. There's people waiting for you.
Yeah, that's a whole another animal. But yeah, I want to know how these guys or these people do figure out like exactly where you're going. Like, who's giving them this information?
I don't know.
Because it's not like public record or anything.
No. It must be that there's just educated guesses for some of these guys.
Educated guess.
Well, but I'm saying like maybe they look at it and go, of the 3 hotels that are this nice, they wouldn't stay at this one, and they used to stay at this one, and they don't anymore. So I'm going to guess they're going here. Like, I'm saying there are people who are crazy enough to follow that. And I'm quite sure, too, there's a Reddit sub-forum or there's a Twitter thread or something where people have said, hey, this is where this team's likely going to stay for this event or whatever.
So you're saying that we should stay at Motel 8s?
Motel 6?
Or Motel 6. Is that what you say?
Yeah, why not?
Go to the Motel 6.
They're not going to suspect that. No, the bigger question becomes, because I saw then Kelsey Plum got a lot of backlash from people being like, hey, these fans are the reasons you make any money. They're the reasons you have people coming to your games. The reason you can be a pro athlete in the first place is because of fans like this guy. You should sign every autograph. And my argument to that is, I heard Kevin Owens, who is a WWE wrestler, okay? KO. He talked once about when he gets to the airport, he has a new thing. Because he said he would get to the airport, he'd get off his plane, and there'd be people waiting for him. Again, how do they know what flight a pro wrestler's on at a giant airport in all these different cities? Somehow people would figure it out, and they'd be waiting for him, right, to come out, and they'd want autographs. He said what he started doing was he would tell them, I don't sign autographs in airports, but I will take a picture with you. He said as soon as he said that, like 25 to 30 guys would go, ugh, and walk away because they had their memorabilia out, and it wasn't just one card. Like this guy with Kelsey Plum had a book full of her, I don't know if they're rookie cards or whatever he had.
This has happened to me multiple times. Like where you just go out, they got a plethora of pictures and cards and things. And you know what I did? So hold this, Lauren. Hold this right quick. It sat there and just signed them all.
You signed them all.
Boom, sign them all. Come on, let's roll it. Let's just sign it. Let's get it over with.
I think most people would be like that. I would certainly be like that if I had that level of celebrity. At least I tell myself I would, that I would stand there and sign. If you want my autograph, sure. I don't know why you would, but I'll sign it. But I do understand the point that some of these pro athletes are making, or even pro wrestlers like Kevin Owens. Like, you're saying essentially, I'm not going to fund your little small business.
Yeah.
Which that's what I know this is.
Yes.
If you're a fan,
Exactly.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
But when you're just like demanding that I make you money because of my autograph, and then you get indignant when I say, hey, I don't feel like doing that, like I owe it to you, that I do understand. That little division there, I could understand a player saying, I'll take pictures all day with you, but I don't want to sign autographs. Because then you're getting, how many fans wouldn't want that? You know, like a
real fan?
Yeah, a real fan would be like, that's great.
No, they want the picture more than the autograph.
Yeah, the autograph, you can buy that. You can't buy a photo with your favorite. Well, you can, I guess. But most of those are, if you get a genuine interaction like that, that's far better than any autograph. But I do see why she would look at that and say, yeah, I'm not funding your small business.
No, I think she did it right. I'll sign one. Yeah, I'll sign one. I'm not about to sign that whole book, though. Like, that's crazy. I'll just sign one. And keep it moving. So I think she handled it the right way. But what she was saying was absolutely right. I understand the backlash is kind of crazy to me too, because it's like, yes, I know the WNBA is not generating a ton of revenue. Yes, I get that, but it's gone up. If she continues to be a good player, that'll continue to go up. And it's not like she disrespected him in any way or anything like that. She even signed one. Like, I don't understand what's the whole issue with this whole thing. Like, she said that it is kind of weird, which you must admit it is kind of weird and it is kind of creepy. And she even though she felt creeped out by it, she still signed a card.
Yeah.
So I don't understand what's the problem.
This Nick Peterson guy, he's the guy who wanted the autograph. He went on social media and said, Kelsey Plum is not a fan of the WNBA fans who like to collect her autographs. Okay. Then people went and looked and saw that he has an eBay store that is called Minigraphs LLC. That's his web store. He sold over 3,000 items, including trading cards bearing the signatures of a bunch of different athletes. So,
is this the same dude that was yelling at Jamar Chase on the plane?
I know, it feels like that, right? Like, this is where I feel
Can we
like
confirm that it was not the same guy?
Yeah, like, people talk about entitled athletes all the time, but like, entitled fans are also a problem. Like, you don't have a right to anyone's autograph. You don't have a right to any of their time. They are pro athletes. They are paid by their team to do it. I get it. Like, it would be a great thing if in an ideal world, all these people had all the patience in the world to stand there and sign every autograph. And I'm quite sure there have been athletes who have developed this little policy, and then a 12-year-old kid who really loves them didn't get an autograph they wanted. But I get it. When there's dudes I blame these autograph hounds that just, that's all they want to do. I've seen them at our events.
But this the thing.
We've had people come to fan events who will walk up to us and say, are there any Buckeyes here? And we'll say, oh, no, just the hosts of a couple of these shows. And they'll go, oh, and they walk away. And it's like, oh, all right, thanks for listening. You know, like, that's all they're there for, is to get an autograph. And that's it.
What I don't understand about the fan that, like, how you gonna come up to somebody with a whole book or something? You don't know what they got going on. You don't know what's after what they got off the bus and they had to go do. Maybe she was getting ready to go to practice. Maybe she was getting ready. She had dinner plans. Like, I don't understand how you could be upset at somebody for not signing all the things you want them to sign. Like, people got things they got going on as well. Now, with that being said, I'm 31, so I like to put myself in both sides. I like to put myself in athlete shoes and the paparazzi shoes. And I get both sides. But I think the common ground is I will sign a couple for you. I'm not signing all of them.
Yeah.
I can sign maybe one or two things, but I can't sign 20.
I watching like soccer as much as I do, or like Formula One, even if you watch that, that has broadened my perspective on, because I used to think more like, oh, athletes should sign anything. Then you watch over there and it's like there will be 10,000 people in the streets lining the streets for like when Lionel Messi drives into the game, and he will be in a car with completely blacked out windows. No one will see him, but they will know that is his car. And then you will see people breaking down in tears crying that they like saw the car drive by or the bus with the team on it, they never get an autograph. They never get a picture. They take those guys inside the stadium to let them out. They get in their bus or car inside the stadium and drive away. Those fans stand there for hours just to, like, get a glimpse of the guy maybe driving by, possibly. And that for them is like, oh, thank goodness I got to see him. The idea that someone would stand there and be like, I can't believe Lionel Messi didn't sign my 8 soccer balls. Like, you're being a bit of an ass. Like, you're being a jerk. You need to stop. That's where I think that entitlement is just a little too much for me.
Well, and leaving the NFL facilities, and especially in San Fran, you would have paparazzi and fans sitting out there outside our gate. Like, our gate opens up, and they be out there ready. And some players would stop, some wouldn't. And I was one of those guys that if I'm not in a rush to get somewhere, I'd stop and sign some stuff.
See, that's why I think you have to invest in, like, an older car that doesn't look like anything. Because everybody wants the Phantom.
No, because they can see you come out the building.
But if you get, like, an old, I don't know, like a 94 Altima that's, like, all blacked out tinted windows and maybe has a fender dragon.
They see you getting in the car is what I'm saying.
But you put a hoodie up and just hop in and, like, who's that guy?
They know who you are. Trust me.
Alex Rodriguez is now an NBA owner. I'll explain next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there. Well, boy, looking a lot messier out there for your Wednesday commutes. Taking a closer look at the disabled vehicle over 270 eastbound and westbound. Still a lot slower as police are on scene trying to handle the situation. Even for folks on our west side and east side, if you're taking 70, just depending on where you're coming from, we are noticing some backups and bumper to bumper out there. So I want to make sure to take it nice and slow for you. As for your drive times northbound here, 71 north between 670 to 270, clocking you in at 9 minutes. 315 north, a little bit slower there at 10 minutes, 670 to 270. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
4th of July savings are here at the Home Depot, so it's time to get your grilling on. Pick up the Traeger Pro Series 22 pellet grill and smoker, now on special buy for $389, was $549. Smoke a rack of ribs or bake an apple pie. This grill is versatile enough to do it all. This summer, no matter how you like your steaks, your barbecues are guaranteed to be well done. Celebrate 4th of July with fast free delivery on select grills right now at the Home Depot. Subject to availability.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Hello, I'm Joe Cordell, founder of Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is complicated, especially when your small business or professional practice is involved. At Cordell & Cordell, we understand that these assets raise unique valuation and allocation issues. For 35 years, we've helped doctors, lawyers, and small business owners navigate divorce with confidence. Call us at Cordell & Cordell. Let me tell you, I understand on a personal level, your business is much more than a job. It's your legacy.
10 West Broad, Columbus. CordellCordell.com.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
2 men with 5 combined offspring. None of them have penises. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Saw that Jeremiah Smith, a.k.a. the Prophet, as I like to call him. Prophet spelled P-R-O-F-I-T. Ohio State wide receiver who's going to do great things, we would think, in the NFL eventually. He's in the new EA Sports College Football 26 is coming out soon. 99 overall rating for Jeremiah Smith.
As it should be. I had seen something earlier said he was a 98, so it was good to see that he's officially 99.
That has to be. I mean, your game is invalid if you don't have him as a 99 level player.
You want to know something funny?
What's
I got
that?
a funny side note before we get into what we get into. So you remember you was telling me about the quarterback that's going to Florida State?
Oh, yeah, I forget his name. We just talked about him yesterday.
Castellanos.
Oh, it's Castellanos.
Yes.
It's like Nick Castellanos.
Yes.
That guy.
The one that said, I felt like I tore up the ACC by my
He said it by himself, and he didn't even have a squad, and now he's playing with a real team. He also said Alabama doesn't have Nick Saban to stop me.
What school did he come from?
Boston College.
Okay, good. So you remember Cameron Martinez?
Okay.
Cameron Martinez was a safety that played at Ohio State that transferred to Boston College.
That's right.
He has come out. He came out yesterday and said and retweeted the story and said, "That ain't how I remember it."
Well, yeah, I mean, it's. I feel like it's bound to come back at you when you say, "I was great. I ran this league, and I didn't have anybody on my team." One, the footage exists, the stats exist. Two, a lot of people watched you play in college and can form their own opinions. Three, all your ex-teammates now have zero reason to ever stick up for you ever again because you just threw them all under the bus. So. Yeah, no upside on those comments other than if he goes out. Now, if he goes out this year and is like a Heisman contender, then, okay, you backed up what you said. You had a great year, but now you've just set the standard immeasurably high for yourself, and good luck backing it up.
He 5'9", 196.
That's all right. He says Alabama has nothing for him. Can't stop him.
Yeah, 1,300 yards passing, 18 touchdowns, 5 picks. I like his touchdowns to interceptions ratio, though.
Yeah, I guess that's fine. Also, for what it's worth, Alabama's Ryan Williams joins Jeremiah Smith as the other guy who is a 99. They're both on the cover, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Also in that EA Sports thing, they had the top 5 toughest places to play in college football. Here's that top 5. Bryant-Denny Stadium, Alabama, number 5. Number 4, Sanford Stadium in Georgia. 3, Ohio Stadium. I'm glad we're in the top 5. Beaver Stadium at Penn State, number 2. And Tiger Stadium at LSU, that's number 1. I mean, I get it. Tiger Stadium is pretty intense.
That's what they say. Man, I want to visit there.
Oh, I would love to go to college football stadiums and see some of these atmospheres that I always hear about.
Yeah.
I've been to a couple of those. Like, I've been to Tuscaloosa and seen the stadium just in the middle of the day when no game was going on.
I got you.
But it's like, I mean, it is a big, imposing, I get it. Like, it's a huge stadium. It looks like it would be a great place to watch a game. I've been to Athens to see Sanford Stadium, like where Georgia plays, and it is unique. Like, it's just smack in the middle of their campus, and it kind of is like all the roads kind of lead to it. It's weird, but it's sunk down in the ground, so that seems like a great place to go watch a game.
I ain't been to none of these SEC stadiums. No.
Well, they're out of the way. I mean, I don't know if like Tuscaloosa is, I think, an hour and a half from Birmingham, which isn't. Yeah, I mean, I know you have family in Birmingham, so maybe you should take the trip. I wore my 85 yards through the heart of the South shirt.
They hated you.
I wore that shirt and then took a picture next to Nick Saban's statue. It was great.
Wait, when was this?
I don't know, probably 8 or 10 years ago. Well, it couldn't have been that long ago because it was after you guys won. So it was like probably 7 or 8 years ago, I guess.
Okay.
That shirt came out and the statue was there and I wore it and took a picture.
If you run into an Alabama fan now, like they will be like, well, we got y'all in 2020. Was it 2020?
Yeah, I think you're right.
So like that's
fine.
Yeah.
Well, we gotta get the return. Now we have to have the rubber match. Got to get Alabama, Ohio State in a national championship game, settle it all once again. I think that would be good. Alex Rodriguez, he is taking over an NBA franchise. This story has been going for like 4 years because he has a business partner. The two of them are trying to purchase both the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Minnesota Lynx because obviously you don't buy one, you buy both. They're both attached. He tried to complete this purchase. I guess he and Mark Lore, I believe, is the other guy who's involved here. They became friends over Zoom during the pandemic. And then they decided, you know what we should do is buy an NBA team, as you do when you meet someone over Zoom during the pandemic. That's just the next thing you go to. But now A-Rod is going to be, a primary owner of this team. He won't be the governor for the T-Wolves. That will be the other guy, Mark Lore. But for the WNBA team, he'll be the one who's like the principal owner, who goes to all the owners' meetings, stuff like that. So kind of an odd thing.
Well, the Lynx got things rolling right now. He better not mess that up.
Well, no. He doesn't want to. And
as long as he paid Nafisa Collier, they should be.
They're very good when she's on the court.
Yes.
And obviously the T-Wolves have been pretty good. They want to get over the hump and become like next level good.
Yeah, they're like one piece away. They need like a Julius Randle, Anthony Edwards, and they need just one more.
Yeah, they do. I mean, you don't Rudy Gobert.
No, that's not going to happen. He's clearly showing you that for his time in Utah, his time in Minnesota, he's clearly showed you that he's not the answer.
Yeah. The fear with them is that I don't believe either of those guys have a real tie to Minneapolis or to that region. And so they've already put out a statement that's like, we're not moving the team. Like they initially started with, we're not moving the team. Mm-hmm. And I think that's too well established of an NBA market to do that. But all it takes is one NBA stadium not getting built for you, and all of a sudden we got to threaten to leave, or we need this upgrade. We got to pay for that. And if they don't want to do it, if the local government doesn't want to do it, maybe they move the team.
Would they take them to Vancouver?
Now, I don't know what the NBA's interest is in going back to Vancouver, right?
I like that color scheme. I want that Vancouver
you can watch
Grizzlies stuff back.
That's another pet peeve I have. I don't know how you feel about it. Like the Memphis Grizzlies wearing the Vancouver Grizzlies uniforms. I don't like it because that wasn't a Memphis thing. That was a Vancouver thing.
What about the Tennessee Titans wearing the Oilers?
Big problem with that.
So do you think the Texans should wear the Oilers color?
I think if you wanted to be the Houston Oilers, then stay in Houston. You move the team. So
they got the Texans. Identity. Why didn't the Texans go with the Oilers when they came?
Because that stayed. Remember how the Browns had to fight? The local Cleveland area had to say, fine, you can take the team, but we're keeping all the Brown stuff stays here. And when we get the new team, they just become the Browns, and we restart the franchise.
So the Oilers, the Houston didn't do that?
No, Tennessee, their ownership took that up there. I think they called them the Tennessee Oilers for like a year or two. I'm pretty sure they played with like the Oilers logo on their helmet in Tennessee. Kind of like how the Lakers have done since they moved from Minneapolis, right? They were the Minnesota Lakers.
Yeah.
And then they moved out to L.A. where there maybe there's not 10,000 lakes, I don't think.
There's a lot of people that don't know that the Lakers was in Minneapolis.
The Utah Jazz, another great example. They were in New Orleans, right? Moved them out to Salt Lake City.
So everybody just
noted jazz hub, Salt Lake City.
Everybody just gonna move at some point, is what you're saying.
Well, I hope not, but I don't like it. The one that's the most egregious to me is the Carolina Hurricanes doing the Hartford Whalers theme nights. The Carolina Hurricanes, absolutely, that team, the guy who owned it was shopping them to Columbus before we had the Jackets. He tried to move them to Columbus, and local business owners here said, no, you seem kind of sketchy and weird. We'd rather get an expansion team than like bring a team in and steal it from another city. So he backed out of that, ended up down in Carolina, and now he puts them in the Hartford Whalers uniforms, and I just don't understand that. I don't think that's right, because that's, if you wanted to be the Hartford Whalers, stay in Hartford. You obviously didn't.
The Ohio Rush baby was brought up, the New Orleans Hornets, because they left Charlotte. It was the Charlotte Hornets. They went to the New Orleans Hornets. Then Charlotte came back, and they wanted their name because they was the Bobcats, but then they got the Hornets back, so then the Pelicans came. That was a whole deal right there. Sheesh. Just saying it out loud is like, I got kind of confused.
Yeah, it was bizarre, and that was it with the New Orleans Hornets when Chris Paul was with them?
was with the Hornets,
and that was when they wanted to trade him to the Lakers, and David Stern said, no, you can't do that.
Yeah,
David Stern's rolling over in his grave right now.
And then they went over and let all these super teams start happening.
Yeah, exactly right. All right, we'll come back. Crosstalk is next, and the buzzer. It's T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Well, it's still looking really busy out there for many folks heading out for their Wednesday commute. Taking a closer look at folks over in Westerville, even Huber Ridge. The right lane is currently blocked on I-270 northbound right at State Route 3 because of this crash. Again, these backups are getting bigger and bigger as we go, so make sure to take it nice and easy. Be very patient and very cautious on the roads this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your Fan Traffic.
Newman Roofing is proud to sponsor the Fan and 10 TV's Beat the Heat Fan Drive. Help Ohio's most vulnerable residents deal with the extreme heat this summer. Purchase new box fans and take them to the nearest Franklin County Fire Station or buy online. For more information, go to lifecarealliance.org.
Guys, don't waste your time and money with low-quality online TRT that charges you over $100 just to start. Visit our TRT experts at Low T Center today for a free consultation and free test. Treatment is personalized to your body, and most major insurance is accepted. With the freedom to choose if you want in-center care or at-home treatment, you're in control of your health. Looking to lose weight? Get a free B12 shot when you start prescription treatment. Offer is limited, so book now at fixmylowt.com. fixmylowt.com.
So we bought an actual shopping mall and put one of the largest Honda dealerships in the world inside of it. Hi, it's Steve Lindsay with Lindsay Honda. So it's big. We house about 150 to 200 cars indoors, lit, all unlocked, ready for you to be able to view and see. A fully tempered climate. Doesn't matter if it's raining outside, 10 below zero, super hot. There's real trees inside, and it's just a casual environment. And if you haven't seen it, it's really a cool story, not about its opulence. It's just a cool story to see what was a dilapidated old mall being reinvigorated into a pillar in the community that everybody benefits from.
This month at Lindsay Honda, choose a 2025 Honda Ridgeline RTL, Honda HR-V or CR-V, and pay just $299 a month at our famous Lindsay Honda Trade-A-Thon. We'll trade for anything and give you $1,000 more for your vehicle all month long. Visit lindsayhonda.com for details.
Wake up and cash. It's Top Picks on Morning Juice. Powered by WeWinUwin.com. Professional sports bettor Chad Patrick. Dropping plays and juicing up your Friday mornings with fresh pick winners. WeWinUwin.com. Built by winners for winners. Stop guessing and start cashing.
At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, we're here to help keep you on the road so you can soak up all the summer fun. The road tunes. Take me out to the ball game. Hotel pools. Emergency ice cream stops. The sunscreen and bug spray everywhere.
It's in my eyes.
At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, we're here for it all. So stop in for a quick oil change before you go. Only takes about 15 minutes. No appointment needed.
He opens his toolbox before he opens his wallet and believes you can fix anything with 20 minutes and some pride. He's Mr. DIY. And when he needs metal, he goes to metal supermarkets. Artists, hobbyists, machine shops, maintenance professionals, and welders all count on metal supermarkets for over 8,000 metal products, shapes, and grades. If it's metal, they've got it or can get it for you. Cut to any size and ready fast. Visit the family-owned franchise on North Wilson Road or Columbus at metalsupermarkets.com.
Bishop and Friends.
When he would just talk by himself, the promos, it all changed with The Rock. I mean, he changed the way that you do it, but Mach would be on there.
Bishop and Friends, sponsored by Diamond Seller.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on The Fan.
This is the next phase in my therapeutic work.
Nicole Kidman returns for the Hulu original 9 Perfect Strangers Season 2.
Breathe in, breathe out.
This is safe?
We take you back to a core trauma. Breathe in, breathe out.
She is manipulating us.
Breathe in, breathe out. While you're resisting.
Is it too late to get a refund?
The all-new season of 9 Perfect Strangers is now streaming on Hulu and Disney+. New episodes Wednesdays.
Most people in radio commercials talk really fast. But we made this one for RV owners. Progressive knows they like the slower pace of RV life, like this commercial. And they know Progressive will protect their RV at a fair price with discounts. Now here comes the fast part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. One of these men is bald and fat. The other is T-Bone. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
You can tweet the program at Bone and Tyvis 971. Joining us, as always, one of our fine hosts of Bishop and Friends. He is Ryan Baker. Bake, good to see you again, buddy.
I should probably turn that on. Good morning, boys. How are you?
Oh, we're good. I mean, you got to be doing good after your Red Legs big debut.
I mean, that
stud prospect.
He don't care about him.
That was fun last night. Striking out first 5 batters you face, your first 6 out are all strikeouts. He was really good, and then he got through that lineup once, and they made some adjustments and started swinging early in the count, and they got him for a few, but that's exciting for the future of the Reds. Glad they won the game, even though Chase Burns did not get the win, but that's pretty promising. And you pair Chase Burns with a healthy, hopefully soon, Hunter Green, Andrew Abbott, Nick Lodolo, Brady Singer. If somehow, Tyvis, your guy Tito, can get these Reds into the postseason, that starting pitching is pretty tough to go against in a playoff series.
You know, all I can say is it must be nice. It's nice to have just such a positive outlook on your franchise right now, you know, as we sit here where we at in June, the end of June, just be positive, like, oh, yeah, things are looking up, because that's not where we are. The exact opposite.
Tyvis, now listen, you are Mr. Positive, so don't take a trip to Negative Town on your Guardians right now. And if you look, we just looked at the standings. The Guardians are closer to a playoff spot than the Reds right now.
I don't see them in the postseason this year. I don't.
I mean, you guys have been beating our butts for years now, so don't go getting negative.
We were one game from getting swept on the season. So
5-1 this year, first time in a while.
Just aim for that wild card and hope for the best.
Man, do they deserve the wild card?
That's a different discussion, but I'm just saying.
Do any of these teams anymore deserve any of this? Did Ohio State deserve to play for a national championship this year?
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't
Probably not, but the expanded playoffs let them.
My New York Mets have been dropping every game known to man of late, and there's still 2 games up in the wild card. Like not even a care right now.
Well,
I'm just saying they've been bad.
We're coming for you,
I wish
Bone.
that could be the situation, but that's.
I know. I'm just telling you.
Y'all only a game and a half back behind the Phillies.
Right, but they gave up a big lead. Anyway, the point is, the wild card keeps a lot of teams hopeful, is all I'm saying. It's designed to give you hope, Tyvis.
And listen, Tyvis, let's be positive here with this. Bones Mets are spending more than both of our teams combined.
Absolutely right. And look how far that's got us. Look how far that's got us. No, I tell you, Baker, you tell me how you feel about this. I look at the Reds and I say, there's hope. There's optimism. There's a chance they actually, God forbid, they get their senses about them and try to maybe pair a couple of guys together who've been middling to try to bolster this lineup or something just to make it a little more consistent. They have a lot of options right now. I feel like the Guardians don't really have a lot of options at this trade deadline. Like, if anybody's going to be a mover, it's going to be the Reds. And maybe they let a couple guys go, but also to bring in some talent. Like, I just don't see the Guardians making a ton of moves, which sucks kind of for the Guardians fans.
The Guardians' biggest move may be bringing up Chase DeLauder sometime and helping out that outfield a little bit. But Shane Bieber still hopefully gets healthy and comes back and gives them a little boost in the starting rotation. Don't fall asleep on me now, Tyvis.
You saying things that make sense, and the thing about the Guardians is right now they make no sense. Like, why hasn't Chase DeLauder? Why hasn't CJ Kafis? Why have we not seen these guys? It's not like your lineup is just unbelievable. Everybody in the lineup is just killing it. That's not the case. It's the exact opposite. Nobody's killing it, and you're not doing anything to help yourself. Then you got a guy like Kyle Manzardo, who should be your starting first baseman, who we barely see plays, but when he did play at the beginning of the year, when he was playing every day, he was on fire, but we don't see him anymore.
Yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
They just doing things backwards right now. It makes no sense.
Yeah, Manzardo not playing every day, if that's the case, doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Two franchises going in slightly different directions right now. So I'm curious to see if we're having these discussions in August, September, where these two teams are at. What do you guys have coming up on the show today, Baker?
Jake Trotter will be joining us, and we've got a couple things to talk with him about. One, big OKC
Is it
guy.
about Penn State?
No, OKC.
He's a
big
guy.
Thunder fan.
Oh, right on.
And he just got to win a championship, so that'd be pretty cool. He was also at the Greek Fest last weekend, so we'll have to talk a little bit about that with him. We'll also talk to Adam Jardy. There's been a lot of Buckeye basketball media availabilities the past couple weeks. Ross Bjork spoke about the team as well. He had a great article in the Dispatch yesterday about the Buckeye basketball team and the direction they're heading, so we'll talk to Jardy coming up at 9:30.
Will you ask Jake Trotter on my behalf? They said that Drew Aller's NFL comp is Joe Flacco. Does he see that, and should the Browns take him?
Tyvis, I would do anything for you. I'm writing this down right now.
Ask him those. Does he see Joe Flacco and Drew Aller, and should the Browns take him with one of their 2 picks?
I can answer that part, no, but I'll ask him about the Flacco part.
Tyvis knows very much that I am not on the Drew Aller hype train as of yet. Maybe he'll change my mind this year, but I haven't seen it so far. When he plays a good team, that's a different Drew Aller.
Jake Trotter is all about Penn State, so.
Yeah, well, that's fun. All right.
I wrote it down in my notes. It will be asked, sir.
Yeah. 3 hours, Bishop and Friends coming up next. Right now, it's the buzzer. Let's do it.
Shove it down your throat.
It's time for the buzzer.
Sponsored by Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings in Dublin. AmishCountryFurnishings.com.
So this story from NASCAR. Over the weekend, they were in Pocono, Long Pond, Pennsylvania, where they have this race. And it's a long race. It's a very large track, over 2 miles in length. And so the pit crews have a lot of jobs to. They got to get their guys out there. It's all about track position. One of these guys who is on the 88 car, his name is J.P. Cayley, who was a rear tire changer on this car. As he was running out to, go around to the side and get that gun that they put on the tire lug nut to take it off, change the tires, a wheel from another car had gotten loose and been hit by a car coming down pit road at 60 miles an hour. The tire flew in the air and hit him square in the chest. He put his hands up, which had his, that big piece of machinery, the gun that they used to change the tire. That was between him and the tire. That hit his chest really hard. He went on to complete the tire change, back tires, got out, and then said, kind of sore. Collapsed lung and 2 broken ribs later, they said, oh, yeah, I guess you're going to have to get that treated. He ended up finishing the race as the tire changer and then got the treatment. And then now it's probably going to have to take a couple weeks off to recover from this. But
no new school in NASCAR. They're playing hurt in that sport.
Listen, how and Baker just had this conversation about how the athletes today are calloused. They aren't callous for those tough conditions because they were taught to take days off, rest, give your body time to recover. To where those guys in the old times just was able to just fight through it all.
And they were doing it in Chuck Taylors, not even in good shoes, just out there in
this man was calloused for NASCAR.
What did you say the tire changer's name was? Does it have it there?
J.P. Cayley.
J.P. Cayley, my guy.
There you go. That's right. A lot of these guys they get from college athletes that didn't make it as NFL or college baseball or whatever their sport was. They bring them over and they because they're great athletes.
Funny thing is, there's a kid from my high school, Grove City High School right now, that played college football and wasn't going to go on. He's on a NASCAR pit crew team right now. I think it's his first season for a NASCAR team, and they are doing that, getting a lot of athletes out there because that is physical work quickly to move. Those tires are heavy and.
You still keep in touch? See if you can get me tickets.
This kid's way younger, but I'll do what I can, Bo. I'll see what I can do.
That's what this is really about.
What would you like?
That's all I care about. Yeah, let's go. All right, that's it for us. Bishop and Friends up next. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. It's T-Bone and Tyvis on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and welcome to your Wednesday. The main concern still for us is going to be for folks over by Grove City, just south of our downtown area here. The left lane is still blocked on 270 East, right at 71 because of a disabled vehicle. We do know with our traffic cams that the backups are pretty extensive, too. Police are on scene right now, and it looks like a car that was involved looks to have hit the median somehow. Exactly, not too sure with details, but be sure to take it nice and safe on your roads for your Wednesday commute. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu with your fan traffic.
Do you suffer from leg pain, leg swelling, varicose veins, or leg ulcers? Dr. Barry Zeta and Dr. Joseph Senta at Ohio Vein and Vascular Polaris are pioneers in the vein and vascular field. Dr. Zeta and Dr. Senta can perform minimally invasive procedures that will get you back on track to a pain-free life. Stop living with leg pain and start the process to healthy living with a free healthy leg screening. Go to loveyourveins.com or call 614-426-VEIN. That's 614-426-VEIN or loveyourveins.com.
Get Eco.
ECO. Hey, Jerry, I think I invented something. Does it solve a problem? It solves a big problem.
Get Eco.
ECO. Heating and cooling companies are telling people your furnace and AC isn't worth fixing. You need to replace it with a whole new system.
You invented a solution for that?
I invented a way to fix those systems for free.
Get Eco.
ECO.
That's a great invention. How does it work?
Step 1 is to pay ECO to fix it.
I thought you said you'd fix it for free.
Step 2 is that we give you back all the money that you paid us, up to $1,500 when you get ECO to replace it.
Get Eco.
ECO.
What if your repair keeps my system running for several more years?
That would mean you got all those extra years for free.
Paying ECO to fix your AC system is like putting money in the bank.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Get Eco.
ECO. Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5, win or lose. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. And see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. T&Cs apply. Available in app only.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
Must be the love, yeah, must be the love right now.
There's so much to love in Ohio because the heart-shaped state is the heart of adventure with 76 free state parks, amusement parks, ballparks, and more. The heart of opportunity with great jobs and a low cost of living. Ohio is the heart of it all. Follow your heart at ohio.org.
Sponsored by Tourism Ohio and aired by this station.
Master Grillers Unite. The grilling season never ends at Billiards Plus. Come see their best-in-class grills for yourself and check out Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family-owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Sometimes I hear a sparkling sound.
Like when we say, all you have to do is point?
There it is.
That's the sound of magic happening.
Magic like we can come the day you call us? Wow.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Hey, Joe Fortenbaugh here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sportsbook for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with the promo code JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message